So listen, now that I'm listening to the song, I'm almost wanting something about outlaw the community itself, not just me. This song is about Gen X Jeff and my role in all this. But I almost want a song that's more community centered, like the Outliers doing it Gen X style or something like that. So if people who are making these little AI songs, maybe, or if you even like tell me how you're doing it, I can play around with it. In fact, what I want to do today before I drop the link, I want to share a few videos and talk about. I don't know if y'all caught my stream a day or so ago. Landry was on it. Might have been the one with Joe Cool, maybe Plastic African. And we talked about moving beyond the Panelverse, which is something I have been wanting to do before I even discovered the Panelverse, because I started the channel to do something more sophisticated than the Panelverse to begin with. And the Panelverse is where the audience was, it's where the guests were, the panelists, and it's where I was. But the Panelverse is only going to take you so far. It's like your hood back home. It's your roots, but at some point you got to break out of the hood if you want to reach people outside of just your little circle. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to break out with something very useful and exciting to offer. And it seems like there two things are happening. We talked about it with Joe Cool last night. This convergence. There's things happening on a entrepreneurial level with people of different talent finding each other and beginning these collaborations, which are starting to turn into real possibilities. And the other thing that's happening, I think, is this sense of some kind of emotional or psychological or spiritual turn where more and more people are at least attempting to reach for something more loving or better, the good inside of themselves. And when I started talking about all that on this stream, that was just for me and stuff going on with me. It was not in response to what I was seeing on someone else's stream. It was not um, in collaborate. It was not like part of a dialogue with somebody else. That was totally just independent and organic with what was emerging out of me at that time. And it seems like it was coming out of other people at about the same time as well. I've seen some healing happen. I've seen some connecting happen, some reconnecting, some strengthening of existing connections. All of that are indications to me that some of us at least are following an impulse within us, however faint, to evolve out of the Panelverse to the next, evolve to the next thing. I think with some of the talent I've seen here and some of the intelligence, the depth, the wisdom, the wisdom. That's what I want this channel to be. I want this to be a place for wisdom, not drama. I think that's the new direction we're going in. And practical wisdom, wisdom on how to be a better person, how to make your life better, wisdom that you can apply to your life, wisdom that comes from other people that have actually done these things and can speak for the results. So like community wisdom or crowdsourced wisdom, wisdom of the crowd. So I played around with the AI a little bit. You know, I have that practice, peer counseling practice. It's more of a, I consider myself an empowerment coach more than it is peer counseling. But anyway, I have that practice, sadersgrove.com. So what I did was I took all of the copy text from my website, which an AI helped me write, by the way. I kind of told the AI what I'm trying to do with my website. I told it a little bit about myself, the work I do, the approach I use, and it came up with the actual copy for the website. And then the guy that designed my website took that and rewrote it and tweaked it. He has some editing ability himself. So there was a human that took it and refined it. And then I put it on my website. Hey, Bisay. Yeah, happy Friday. I forgot it was Friday. And then, um, so what I did was I took that from the website and I fed it all into ChatGPT. And I said, can you take this from my website and make a promotional video, an introduction video to my practice that I could use on social media and to get myself out there of what I offer. And so what it did was it wrote me a prompt that I could plug into these video AI engines like VEO3. And so what I did was I took the prompt and I put it into VEO3, and it was a trial it was like a free, try it for free. So it only gave me a little 8-second video. I'm going to play it first and then I will critique it. So let's take a look at that. Um, Here we go. Is there a way to make it bigger? Yeah. Wait, why aren't you playing?
Do you ever feel
What?
do you ever feel like you don't quite fit? Like the world wasn't built for someone like you?
I love the
Do you
camera.
ever feel like you don't
See,
quite
this is
fit?
it. That's all it gave me.
Like the world wasn't
But you see the potential. If I could do this for my practice, we could do it for the channel. We could do it for a sub community of channels that all come together for a common mission. We could brand ourselves. I was kind of thinking something like the Warriors of Light. We have a lot of people trying to turn to the light, draw on the light, strengthen the light, and we have intergenerational. We have younger people in their 20s. We have people in their 30s, 40s. You have me over here on this end, so it could be some kind of intergenerational community where we help each other grow and mentor each other. Pretty gay. It can be gay too, but that's another thing that's happening. And again, nothing to do with me. I want everybody to know all the gay shit you see on these panels, including here. My fingers are not involved in that one bit. That is all organic emergence. They are doing that on their own, and there are bromances happening in the Panelverse. Me and Joe Cool are now an item. Guys are coming together and forming guy friendships, which I think are very healthy. I think it's good for men to have close friendships, deep friendships, people they can rely on, get to know, go through life together. I had that growing up, and every one of my brothers, and my sister too, but my brothers in particular, they all had their pack of guys that they ran around with. And I got to grow up with two packs, and I got to know each one of them and watch them from like school age, go through life, marriage, children. And these guys are like a second family. They're still they're still there. And I think that's good for men. I think to be the best men we can be and to be successful, we need that. We need the support and cooperation and collaboration of other men. It doesn't make us weak as men, it makes us stronger. It strengthens all of us as men to have that. And so I'm glad these individual connections are happening, and what I'm starting to see is the individual connections are starting to connect with the other individuals in the clusters, and it's forming a more complex molecule. So that is that. The video, the thing that jumped out at me right away, other than that it was corny, it's not anything I would ever say. It seems like a pharmaceutical commercial, like the voiceover. That's my big criticism, is that voiceover got to go. Um, the guy looked like Moose, so it looked like a Moose video. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen it, Moose just released a new video. He does about one a day, and I'm not sure what channel it's on because he has several. But this one tells a little bit of his own story, and it is, oh my God, I'm loving this AI video art so much. It's just, I was a video kid. I grew up on videos. My soul speaks that language. And when I see these videos, it's like the modern version of what I got out of growing up with all these music videos. Who those videos very much made me who I am today. They are a big influence on who I am today. And Cyndi Lauper, I think, was the first that really caught my eye. So if you go back and watch those 80s videos, it's no surprise. Like, I don't appear as weird as I might appear to some people anymore because we were all kind of wacky in the 80s and just let it out. All right, the other video I want to show is P.F. Jung just put out, and this is another. This is one way which we don't really have to move out of the Panelverse because we've never really been in the Panelverse in this aspect, and that's intellectually. We've always been a channel for intelligence, giftedness, philosophy, deep discussions, debate. I come from that world. A lot of the panelists that come here are those people. We're nerds. We like to geek out and go deep. And so this channel from the start was intended to draw and attract that. And the Panelverse was something other than that. So that's always been intact. And the P.F. Jung side of the community is the one that most represents that. And what he did in this video was he took something from a video game as an example to show how people process information, like the world that's happening around them, and sort what facts are significant, how do they connect together, etc., and how it's so different for each people, and what it means for conversation, what it means for discussion, and trying to get to some kind of shared truth or reality. And since all of that happens on this channel, I thought it'd be a good video to watch. I'm only going to play part of it, and then we'll go from there. I'll drop the link, and we'll get a Friday night panel started. The reason I'm showing this is a way for us to understand our own discussions that happen here and maybe move them in a new direction away from the Panelverse as well. Not that they've ever needed that, because once again, like I said, the intellectual side of this channel was never really something that was part of the Panelverse in the first place, because the Panelverse operates in a whole different like mode and logic, if you can call it that. All right, let me play the video now. Here we go.
Within the strategy game genre, there's a very common mechanic that has to do with the map that you use to play the game. In Age of Empires 2, it's a mini-map in the corner.
Mini-map.
All right, everyone, we're going to go to a quick ad break real quick.
Off.
In Cities Skylines, there are different lenses to see the different functions of your city. And in Europa Universalis 4, you play on a large map of the world. Notice how in each of these games, you can select different lenses while looking at the same map. You can have a map that shows only military units, or one that excludes military units and only shows resource locations. You can have a lens that shows zoning areas, electrical consumption, or the degree to which residents have access to schools and educational institutions. Even though you are looking at the same physical space every time, the lens that you use to observe the map will make you blind to some facts and more sensitive to others. This is directly analogous to how conservatives and progressives literally see a different set of facts. Anytime you see two people on opposite sides of the political spectrum arguing over some issue, you should imagine two different mini-maps over either person's head, predisposing them to see one set of facts.
Yes,
over
that's
another.
what happens
Take
here.
An issue like January 6th. As soon as I say the words January 6th, people who are of a conservative temperament will have one image come to mind, probably of the Capitol Police calmly letting protesters into the building, while in the minds of many progressives and probably most apolitical people,
January 6th
invokes the images of the
like
rioters breaking into the Capitol building.
That's happened
Both
on
of
this
these
stream
images
before.
are facts,
Talk
but
about that
depending
in a
on
second.
what filter you have in your brain, the moment I say the word January 6th, you will unconsciously recall one set of facts and bring those to the forefront of your mind over another. This same dynamic can
Not
be seen for our
unconsciously.
understanding
That's
of
my
historical
argument, is that
narratives.
all of this
For
happens
example,
within
many
consciousness.
conservatives hold Ronald Reagan up as a hero, and they will point to several facts about him to reinforce this narrative. He presided over a huge growth in GDP, played a significant role in ending the Cold War, and was popular enough that he won a landslide re-election. All of those things might be facts, but if you had a progressive lens, you would see a whole different set of facts about Reagan, like how he increased the federal debt,
'Cause you're looking at
participated
it
in the
through
Iran-Contra
that
scandal,
framework.
and
That's what
completely
ideology
failed to
does.
address the
It
AIDS
gives you the
crisis.
frame
Philosophers like Slavoj
to
Žižek
pre-select
identify this same
and
filtering
fit the
mechanism,
facts
and he
into.
uses the metaphor of
So you're only gonna
glasses that
fit
people wear to
facts
filter the world of facts through.
that
He calls
you're
it
only gonna select
ideology that
facts that fit
recognizes
into
its
that
inherent
frame,
and
that work with
spontaneous
that
nature.
operating
This
system.
precisely is the ultimate illusion. Ideology is not simply imposed on
He's animated,
ourselves.
huh?
Ideology is our spontaneous
Passion,
relationship to
passionate
our
stimming.
social world, how
I
we
can relate.
perceive its meaning, and so on and so on.
So given that this is how people's minds are wired, what does this tell us about how to approach the divisive political landscape? For me, there are two key insights that shape my thinking on this. First, most arguments between people of different political ideologies are pointless because when you have two different maps, it just
keep saying
leads
that.
to people talking past each other and it's completely unproductive. The debates that are most
keep
likely
trying
to
to find
yield
what
fruitful
the actual
information are debates between people who have
dispute
similar
is. Is it
maps. If you want to be
values?
tuned into the conversations that have the
policy
most leverage
issues?
in affecting the trajectory of politics and culture, you should pay attention to debates between Christian nationalists and moderate Christians,
important.
or moderate liberals and hardcore leftists. Secondly, we can identify productive areas of research by identifying the points at which different maps overlap and intersect. For example, a growing movement on the new right argues for a greater centralization of power under the president, using terms like dictator and monarch. People like
As
Curtis
if.
Yarvin push this idea and are directly
Curtis
influencing
Yarvin
people like
can't
J.D.
even push a
Vance.
brush
And the
through his
model
hair.
that people like Curtis Yarvin use as the style of political power they want to emulate is FDR, the person that most progressives would regard as the greatest president of all time.
You've probably heard of a man named Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
I don't like his jacket. It's
I do
outdated.
a speech sometimes
Does it go in his hair?
where
He gets on my
I'll
nerves.
just read the
He has
last
that
10
lazy,
paragraphs
druggy, nasally
of
way of talking, like he
FDR's
says something
first
really
inaugural
important.
address, in which FDR
What he's really
essentially
not.
says to the American people, hey,
Curtis
Congress,
reminds me
give
of Ayn
absolute
Rand.
power
He
or I'll take it
regurgitates.
anyway.
There's nothing original.
So,
of his
did
own.
FDR absolutely actually take that level
He's
of
just
power?
like a
Yeah, he did.
spokesperson for
Solving
existing
political
philosophy.
polarization means looking out at the infinite landscape of facts and identifying which ones are going to have the most relevance for people of opposing ideological predispositions. Getting those
And he's
facts
looking for a
right
daddy.
then equip you to contend with either side more effectively. So over the next couple weeks, be on the lookout for some videos doing deeper research into whether or not FDR and people like him were actually the monarchs that people on the new right
That'll be
claim him to be.
exciting.
Until then, I encourage you to check out my
Dark Centrism, remember, Satanic MAGA, hello. All right, so that is what I have video-wise. Let me drop the link. And get this top popping off. Here we go. Also, I might try to do a member stream tomorrow. And since we release new memberships, we might have a slightly bigger tier. Hello, M&Ms. What's up? Are you here to help break out of the Panelverse? You were one of the people that... Inspiration, that's another thing that I think men, not just men, but all people, but I do my content in the context of men. We inspire each other. And I've been inspired by a lot of people. I think what ultimately, if you want get to the very bottom of what I think is happening with me, somehow my sensitivity increased, and I'm just way more sensitive to things that I was normally just operating outside of, and like negative things, the things at work, that disintegrative episode that are multiple like episodes that I was going through. I think it was just a heightened sensitivity to things. So the reactions were stronger to stimuli, but the stimuli themselves were not increasing. My sensitivity was. And I think my sensitivity to things like beauty, inspiration, art, vision, community, all of that is also, like, all of that's been out there for a while. I think my ability to be inspired by it and influenced by it is is also part of that increased sensitivity. So whatever's happening now, I'm just really like more raw and open to it than I was a few months ago, and I don't know why, but I think that's the change inside of me that partly explains all of this. Okay, we have a panelist. He's hopping into the what do you call it, the getaway car? We're
Hey,
out of
hey.
here. Oh, sorry. Wrong. I put a clown nose on you for a second. Oh, wait, are you there? Wait, it's my layout. Right. See, this is why I need a producer. This, exactly this. This is what I want right here. Welcome, Landry.
Is there an echo or anything?
No, but it sounds like you're out, like you're in open air
Okay,
because
maybe
you
that's
are.
the
You're in your
AC. It
car.
might be the AC. I wanted to catch you before. I don't want to stay too long because I know there's a anti-me movement here, and I saw some of that yesterday. So I don't want to take away your stuff. But I was
Well,
interested in what
I
you're
don't
saying.
know. That shouldn't stop you from doing what you want to do.
Well, yeah, but
Otherwise they win.
that's a good point. You know what I mean? Well, I'm loving this. I'm loving hearing talk about things like bigger things, better things. Hopefully, we can find a way. I'm actually out right now trying to do that myself, in my own
Where are
way.
you headed?
So I was going to go on the DART rail. It's like the local transportation, and just get some. Hopefully, here's the thing: I got to work on my confidence, man. I want to talk to strangers, but I'm fucking not confident. I
Is
want to
it
ask.
different? Can you transfer the Panelverse to them and just pretend like you're behind a screen
I
on the?
should figure that out, but I just don't know what it is, man. I feel all confident. Then I get out here, I got my equipment ready, with the mic and the cam and everything, and I'm just like, damn,
You
dude.
doing it live?
No, that's the
Oh,
worst thing, right? If you do it live, the quality is going to be diminished. So the smartest thing to do is to just do it. And then I was thinking later on, upload it and then review it live.
oh, okay. I guess you could do that, but you're recording it live. Like the people are being captured
Oh yeah, live,
live.
yeah,
The footage will be live.
100%. So I saw your clip. So you're getting started on trying to do some
Oh
stuff.
my God, yes, it needs help so bad. But in it,
Man,
I did the little free trial version, and I experimented with the prompt that GPT gave me.
sure.
But it was
Yeah.
very generic. It's exactly what I expected it to come
Yeah,
up
man.
with, and it
If you
doesn't
want,
have the creativity.
yeah, if you want some time, I can walk you through like I would right now if I was not here, but maybe even offline. Um, Sometimes we do like a private StreamYard, but just to show you 3 or 4 things that really helped me, and if I wish I'd known them sooner.
Okay, yeah. Because if I can either come up with one myself or somebody can create a promo for me that I can start putting out there for the channel and for my practice, I'll pay for it. I'll pay them. Well,
Can I sign on the deal before another one takes the offer?
well, I think you submit your portfolio or your proposal or your what do you call it, the prototype, and I'll look at them, and anybody like whoever else wants to throw one in and bid, and then I'll go with the one I think's going to best able to communicate my vision.
So what is your goals, right? What are your just to present
My
your
immediate goal is to get my brand out there and reach the people that I'm trying to reach. Not the drama people, not the Panelverse people, but the people out there that actually want to do the kind of community building that I want to do. And I know they're out there. They just have to be connected with this channel. They just have to find us. And they're not going to find us with the Panelverse fog like all around. So I have to break through that. And these videos and all this
broken
AI
people?
graphics is one way to do that.
Yeah. So okay, so like an advertisement.
Yeah, like
How long?
lost men who are struggling, lost. They don't fit. They're not getting their needs met in traditional ways, whether groups, therapy, whatever. They're looking for that, and they're looking for connection with people like themselves that understand them. So they feel kind of like outside of existing groups and services, and they're kind of lost and looking for something that's going to fit them.
Are you telling me you're looking for modern men who are lost again?
Yes.
Look at that universe,
Yes,
the
I
way things
am.
align perfectly.
Yeah, so that's when you first showed up. The most interesting thing about you was your name. That caught the attention right away. So as far as
Yeah, and I'm
branding,
not doing. I mean, I was kind of thinking about what you've been saying this whole time, to where it's like I've given you a hard time for what are you doing here? What are you trying to do? I got all defensive, and I was thinking about it today. It's like because especially since there was not a whole lot of action, I guess today in the world of people talking about people, and I was like, you know what, dude, it's a good point. What am I doing here? If I really just like can't even put it into words, then I got a problem.
what do you want to do here is an even better question because I think you have the potential to pretty much do whatever you decide to do. So just figure out what you actually want to do.
I mean, so the thing is when I came into this space and you ask like, why are you always talking about Jack or doing this with Jack, even though he doesn't want to work with you? And the reason is because when we became aligned, it was because I always thought I was the best suited as the side character to help someone else shine, like I did with Jaren for so long. And so that's where I struggle, is I feel as though I'm always looking for someone to work with and work for, and then I just on my own, I feel like I just never get anything done. So that's why I have the camera today. I got the mic. I got everything ready to go, 4K. I invested in that, and I'm ready to make some things happen. But then I just get nervous. So I'm like, well, I want to know what people think. I want to connect to people just like you. That's the thing, where I want to see people for who they are, but they're probably hiding. However, people don't want to give out their personal trauma so easily. So it's just you have to connect with these people in a way that I don't even know how to do.
You figure it out as you do it because it's different with each person. You have to just kind of each person is you have to just go through it with each person. But nervousness is the same exact bodily sensation as excitement. So you can take that nervousness and just kind of reframe it in your mind as this is exciting. I'm on that edge. Let me jump into it and just do it. And you can make that nervousness work for you.
Fuck yeah.
And you have an audience for it to bring it back to you also. So
Yeah.
that might help. You're not just doing it in a vacuum. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
the
getting a
vacuum is the worst
song.
thing.
I got a preview of mine last night, and oh my god,
I
that's
actually,
just the rough draft.
well, I added you to the. I already showed it to you once, but I added you to because there's a song that has your name in it. It's got Flow State's name in it. I don't know why I did it like that because it sucks because it turned out to be my favorite one so far. So I'm just stuck with it because you
The
can't really. I
one
mean,
against King Stephen.
yeah, that one. So now there's like, it's actually really cool because I implemented some of the footage from you and your thing with the hell and your name with the crazy mask and all that, and I think it's a lot better than it was originally. But that's what I'm trying to do is like instead of just continuing to make new stuff, is refining old stuff. So it's like really, really, really good.
Well, you're going where your creative process is taking you, because I mean, you do all kind of things. How's the cartoon coming?
It's like the hardest thing ever, dude, because it's so the fact is I've been trying to work with two people doing it, and their computers, especially OTW, he does not have good internet, so it's like the slow pace is just really slows us down. He's actually sick right now too, so it's kind of on a hiatus until I guess we reconnect.
So your drama with him is over too? I thought y'all had some kind
Yeah,
of turf war.
yeah, no, I mean we're
Oh
good.
god, all right, we're good.
Well, I don't want his turf. That's the thing. I mean, I don't I don't want to do what he does. I don't want to be the shit show.
I'm not even sure what he does. He comes on here sometimes and we have good conversations, but I'm
I
not
know
really sure
yeah.
what he does on his show.
Well, he's described it himself as it's out of this world. It's just the crazy shit show and people who are insane, and he just doesn't intervene. That's his whole thing.
Oh, okay. Well, one of those. Yeah, there's a few of those there out there.
Sometimes I've had the accidental pleasure of doing that, and then I'm like, I don't want this.
Well, yeah. So yeah, if if you're one of those people, then let's collaborate. Let's do something.
I'm ready to roll, man.
Let's get a group of us together. Like putting together some kind of creative team. So content creators, channel hosts, channel what do you call them? YouTube producers, all of that. Just get us together and put our powers together and focus on some kind of worthy goal, and we can propel something out of this Panelverse that's going to help a larger audience.
I agree. That's what I believe. Me and Moose are, and I mean, I feel like it's a natural sort of inclusion there because we're already both of us friends. It was just me and you that needed to be like I guess, figure our shit out.
Well, I was thinking about the other day too. There's a little triad for me because Moose and I have our dynamic that has evolved over time and is very particular to us, and we work well together. And then he has something going with you that's very unique to the two of you, but there's something between us. And a lot of it is me working out my past stuff with other people on you because you're so
Between
similar
us.
to them. So some of it is noise from the past, but then it also illuminates things that other people might not notice about you. And so I do think that there's some process that has to play out between you and I. And then once that does, we have like a three-way connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully.
But that's like men coming together. They're already forming the bonds, the individual bonds. And now they come together and they form these larger clusters, which are going to become really strong communities.
Fuck yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's kind of like, that's how it goes, you know, and that's why I'm I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm at the point where I can't continue to do this as I've been doing it. You know, I need to be really just getting into gear. Otherwise, I feel like I'm wasting my time. You know what I mean? Because I don't
You
want to.
seem in gear. You seem more in gear than most people on YouTube.
Well, thank you for saying that, because a lot of people have been coming after me saying like, "What is this? Another loser failure? Who just wants to sit online all day and thinks he's
Yeah, but
gonna
they're
make
not
something out of
saying it
himself."
with the quality of AI video that you're
Thank you.
saying it with.
Well, and that's why I'm trying to prove them that I can do both. You know what I mean? I can do IRL and combine them, like merge them. You know what I mean? It's like
Well, you have some doubts about your IRL today, but you can
well,
easily
I don't
overcome
have
that.
doubts about my ability to capture good scenes. It's just talking to people.
Oh, well, that's because people are going to want that part of it. Seeing
I
you
know.
interact with other people is part of your draw, and so they're going to want to see you on the street, giving
So I
them
need
Landry.
a cameraman.
Yeah, that is useful. Not laws. You have something against men. You're on a men's channel. In fact, you've been like a resident of here, a denizen, for almost since the beginning.
Like, I'm in the hood right now.
Oh, are you driving?
No, I'm
Oh,
parked.
okay.
I'm like at the gas station. I'm in the hood.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the
Well,
right
so
term.
here I'm gonna post your channel. People can look for it there later today.
Go to the most recent one where I just threw your thing into the first half of the one with you and Steven. That was in the I haven't uploaded it by itself today, but that is very. It's probably it's like 3 minutes in, but I would timestamp you and all that. But I'm here on the road. But I think it's really good. I went through and I tried to perfect every little guitar and violin and
Wow. So you can tweak down to that level on
yeah.
these videos
You should
because
film it.
some of these videos they have such artistic touches, and I never know if that's a human putting it in there with such delicate artistry, or if the AI is just doing it on its own.
It's usually not the AI. If it's like, well, the artistry is the AI, but it's like the prompt. Obviously, you have to figure out really how to. And there's like these prompt extenders that I use to get the ones that I really like, and then sometimes I have two that I really like, and then I combine them into one giant merge. But yeah, it's a whole process. I would love to share it. You know what I mean? With
Yeah, I
even
want to learn it. I definitely
yeah, even
like
with
to be
Moose, I know that he's
part of that.
doing it now, but we haven't even
He
talked
just
about that.
released an oh my god, it's my only criticism is the some of the mooses look very cartoony, like from a Disney Pixar movie, and it doesn't go with the atmosphere, like the mood of the video. But if you can overlook those few little mooses,
Meese, I always wondered why it wasn't Meese, but it's geese.
it's geese, meese, because mice could be meese too, or mices and mooses
Mice
and
can be Meese.
mouses. And so it's really good. It's powerful. Moose is a great storyteller.
He is. He's got this. I'm a horrible storyteller, like I told you. So
And Moose thinks very visually too.
I'm just like the most ambiguous person ever, and it drives some people crazy.
You are yeah, do you have a center, like a core?
What do you mean?
Cuz
Scatterbrained?
you seem all over the place, like a labyrinth without a center. And you remind me of my ex a lot, and I keep saying that, was that was one of his features, is I could never tell who he was. He was like a kaleidoscope that was just always changing, and there never was one single person that was his core. And the other thing about him that you have similar is the mask was his thing too. And he's like, am I the mask? Is there anything behind the mask? Am I a person? Is there a person there? Is it all mask? That was one of his artistic obsessions, and he made a lot of art like involving mask and stuff. And so you have that same like like metamorphic identity and the mask thing as well. Y'all were
Yeah,
both very much on the spectrum.
I think that nobody ever told me that in my whole life. You know that, right?
Oh,
Until
there's
like,
no come on. Well, they didn't tell me either, but they knew I was weird. They just didn't have a name for it because they weren't
yeah.
looking for it in those terms.
I mean, I even when I told my mom, I was like, people on the internet are telling me I'm on spectrum, and she was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Oh no, you're an obvious Berg, in a good way. Like it's all neurodivergence to me. ADHD, autism, giftedness. It all mixes together.
One time
Spiky profile.
I met this girl. It was the first time I ever heard that word, neurodivergence, and she was like telling me that I think it was the first time she ever said that or I ever heard that. So that was actually before I was online, and she was telling me that she had it, and she was so weird. And I was like, I'm not like you. I was like, I'm weird, but I'm like not like you.
We're not, but I love the weird. Like that's what makes us us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so you're going out today, and you'll interact with normies and weirdos, I'm sure.
Yes. I'm just
You're
like,
in Austin or Dallas?
I wish I was in Austin. I mean, that's what I should do. I should go take a trip down to Austin. That's where the real shit is at. Oh man.
Weirdness.
Yeah, I should definitely do that this week. I just got like I think 3 more weeks left until I have to bunker down back into family mode.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's been nice though. You know what I mean? It's been a nice time, and everyone, I try not to talk about it because everyone always loves to come up with their theories, and when you just talk about family, that's where I draw the line. But they've been spending the past little over 2 weeks, with the exception of one day, with her family and just getting to know all the great cousins and grandparents that are all out of state. And so I've been just
nice.
taking this time. We've been taking this time to kind of get some breathing room from each other as well, just because when you have a baby, it comes really hard to, like, you start to just, everything the other person says, you're like, shut up. You know what I mean?
Y'all fight over the baby?
Like bickering. No, not over the baby, just over each other. Just over little things. Like,
and
did you take the trash out? Yes. What about this one?
it's different
Another?
with the baby around to hear it.
Yeah, it's more stressful.
But is it because you're conscious of how it's might be affecting the baby, and you don't want it to, like, you don't want the baby in a negative environment?
Yes, probably.
Well, I think that shows a good instinct for fatherhood, like that you even think that, have that perspective.
Yeah, I mean, well, my whole life, so like my dad always smoked cigarettes, but he never did it in front of me, So I like that kind of thing where I think it's important to just be aware of what your child sees.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do go that route, but then you're also kind of curating an artificial environment. And if you create one too artificial, then they grow up in a bubble, and when they leave the house, they're not prepared for how reality actually works. Because people are going to say that around them. They're not going to be as sensitive to them as their parents are. They're not going to protect them from all of that, and so then they're gonna, if they don't get desensitized to it in the home. So there's arguments for both. I guess it's just whatever your vision for your kid is.
Just to be a good person, I guess. I don't know what that means, because obviously I believe very much in the standing up for, whenever. I'm not sure your opinions on 2020, but it's obviously a contingent point for a lot of people. But I was a little frustrated. Yeah, just everything that went down the way that they.
Oh, the year! Oh God! Yeah, the whole year was. That was a turning point. That was my big political shift.
It smelled so bad, Jeff. Oh, I forgot deodorant. Sorry. They already tell me I don't shower.
What? You stink?
Yeah, I just smelled myself, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to put on.
Why did you? Oh my God, I can't leave the house without a shower.
I showered. I just didn't put on deodorant. I was in a hurry. It's like I gotta get out of here.
Oh, well, as long as you showered, I guess. But if you're nervous, you're gonna sweat. So
I know,
yeah, I
but I
don't
got
mean
to
you
do
got any
something. Oh, I'm at the gas
cologne or
station. I can get with some here. I bet.
baking soda or anything, something.
That's a good point. Baking soda. So I'll probably gotta let you get back to it. I'm gonna go and try to face my fears here, and you should. I'll show you that thing next time or sometime, or I'll just look out for an upload. I'll just title it like the
Yeah,
next.
and you have my email
Yes,
or Discord. Yeah, just email me and we can set something up too.
we keep saying that, but I'll make sure I do this time.
Okay. I mean, yeah, don't whenever at your convenience. Like we can do it
You're always
whenever.
at my
Don't
convenience.
prioritize it, but at some point I do want to learn all this. All right. Well, let's keep doing it, and I'm excited to
Shut
see
up,
the
all my
footage from
fans.
today. I wish I could be like in your ear coaching you, but
See you later, man.
all right. I don't. The jury is less out on Landry than it was before. I'm willing to give. I give everybody a chance. I treat everybody as an individual. I have given many people chances on this stream that a lot of other channels did not, and ended up not regretting it. Track, hello. How you doing? What's up? I do need some more coffee. That's the only thing. Oh, hang on. I'm doing social media. Let me reset. So anyway, yes, it is what you call it, open panel. So come up, talk. You can infer. Okay, okay. Well, let me see if I could. You know what I'll do? I'll play Moose's video. Let me just figure out what channel it's on. And Moose, this is good stuff. Oh, he just did another one on Jack Talcott. I haven't watched that one yet, so I won't play it, but I'm definitely going to play this Crucible one. Hopefully it's okay. All right, Frank, take a break. Here, I'm going to do that. We're going to watch Moose, and then pay attention to the detail in this thing. Not only the video quality, like this is some of the sharpest HD quality I've ever seen. The really subtle details, the little like artistic grace notes here and there that just drive the story along. In these little minute ways. All right, here we go, and we will resume with coffee and Untrackable. Just a few minutes. Oh, you talking about the Talcott one? All right, hang on. I'm gonna go off cam.
They say every hero's journey begins with a single step. They never tell you it's off a cliff. Yeah. Born into the quiet, a world of black and white, a comfortable prison underneath the pale street light. I walked the lines they painted, I was playing by the rules, just another face in line, another one of fortune's fool. There's a whisper in the static, a tremor in the frame, a distant drum that starts to in the doubt, just looking for a sign to help me find my own way out. Every enemy I met show me what I'm not, and every ally that I found reminded me the strength I got. This journey's not about the destination or the prize, it's about the burden of the weakness from your eyes. This is the crucible, the fire and the fall, stepping through the threshold to enter to the core. With every single scar, I'm learning how to stand up tall. Break me down, don't build me up again. This is the path of razors where the darkest shadows grow. And I will walk until I've got no strength to walk at all. This is my crucible. And in the darkest cavern, where the light could not exist, I met the final monster, and it had my own two fists. I killed the man I used to be to let a stronger one arise, and saw the world in color with a different pair of eyes. I will not fear the shadows in my head. Every demon that I fought has put me here instead. This is my resurrection. This is the crucible, the fire and the fall, stepping through the threshold to enter to the core. With every single scar, I'm learning how to stand up tall. Break me down to build me up again. This is the path of razors where the darkest shadows grow. And I will walk until I've got no strength to walk at all. This is my crucible. I walk through fire, and I'm finally home.
Wow, that was so good. How do I get my screen back? There we go. Who sent Birdo here to fake fight with me? Birdo, I wanted to block you in person. I didn't want to just block you while the video was played. So you are about to get blocked. You can read the community guidelines in the description to find out why. But before I do that, I don't talk about you. I don't know you. I don't think about you. You've been on my channel like 2 seconds once. You didn't even last that long because you spurged out everywhere, and that's it. You're not even on my radar. You hold no interest to me whatsoever. So with that said, goodbye. There we go. All right. Now we have some people in the back, so let's bring up two very wise people that have dropped a lot of wisdom on this channel. And welcome, Track. Manly Jesus. Welcome, Vinny.
Welcome and salutations.
Salut. Is that where
Salut.
salut comes from?
I think so.
Salutations.
I fucked it up. I didn't know where I was going with it. You caught me.
Frank, you're trolling. Don't fuck this up for me. You're trolling people that I'm trying to form connections with. You know, you and I had a connect. We still have a connection, but you know what? You know, you can't have me all to yourself. Let other people connect with me now and then. Frank does not come on panel, and if he does, he owes me a tragic Santa story, and he's not going to come up and tell it. So I can guarantee he's only going to sit in the chat and keyboard troll.
I love
What's
my
a track?
the bongo introduction. I love the bongos there.
The bong. It's from StreamYard. Until I get my professional soundboard, like my custom soundboard, for
Salute on track.
when I get producers that can do all that, or learn to do it myself. I want to have a different sound for each panelist. So when you come up, you're going to have a specific Vinny sound.
Yeah. You know, I think of that sound, the bongos, like for instance, when I'm out today engaging in the public, I ask a question, and before the answer comes, that's the sound effect that I think we're playing through there.
Oh, while you're talking to people?
Yeah, like when I ask them a question and they're coming up with the answer, I cue that in my head.
Leggy, leggy. Where are you today? Are you there? Are you today? Oh, I saw a head for one frame, like a David Lynch shot.
Mighty quiet up here.
I know. It was. I guess we're waiting for Leggy to come in.
Leggy bongoed his way out the path. Oh, Lordy, Jeffrey. What are we going to do?
What if we did an AI musical? We could write the musical, and the
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right.
We
hey,
can't see
we're
you now,
doing
but we
this.
can hear you. Are you in the dark?
Yes, sir. I'm taking a ride.
Oh, okay. Is it a joyride?
Yes, sir.
Don't
Yes,
let
sir.
you come round. Who sings that, Jeff? The Joy
Are you
Ride.
on the road to nowhere?
We're on the road.
The highway to hell.
nowhere. I gotta stay safe though. I gotta stay safe, Helena, on the road to nowhere. You stay safe. Enjoy your dinner.
Untrackable. What's going on?
No, that song, "Road to Nowhere." What was it? That movie, Little Monsters, where they found the underworld underneath their bed. Fred Savage. We're on the road
I love that
to
movie.
nowhere.
Is that the
Harry
Talking Heads
Mandel.
one? We're on the road to nowhere. We're going down. What you laughing at?
I'm laughing because every time I look at Untracked's face, I always revert back to we have to get him a franchise bobblehead line for car dashes, the dashboards on the car. Yeah. I mean the Untracked bobblehead. Yeah,
He looks like the
Yeah, that would be
lumberjack
quite
in the
funny,
Rudolph
wouldn't it?
movie. Is it Cornelius?
Salute Untracked.
No, he looks like Paul
with
Bunyan.
the most respect.
Paul Bunyan,
It's
sir.
so funny. It's funny. He doesn't say a word, and it makes me fucking crack up, man. I got to bongo my way to shut the fuck up, right? Okay. I'll bongo out. But yeah, we're on the road to that was the Talking Heads, wasn't it? On track, the Talking Heads.
We're on the road to nowhere. We're going to dun, 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 dun,
They're the ones that
It's
sing,
all right. It's
they-
all right.
They're the ones that sing. Oh fuck! And you may find yourself
Yeah,
on the next
in a
Jeff
shotgun
panel.
shack,
With
and you may
Untrackable.
find once in a lifetime, letting the days go by, letting the water roll me down, letting the days go
I
by,
don't know, like, word
water
for word,
flowing
but yeah.
underground
You
into the
may
blue
find-
again, into the giant water. That one, and life under wartime too. This ain't no disco. This ain't no fooling around.
Yeah, I
Those are their big
confused
hits.
them. I
And
confused-
burning down the house, of course.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, so that song kicks off nice.
And Wildlife was good. They did a good movie.
That
Well,
screams 80s to me. Every time I
true
hear that,
story.
it's like, hold tight.
No, Frank, it's Talking Heads. He was a Spurg that was David Byrne. He was real popular in the late '70s, early '80s. Brian Eno produced some of their albums.
Sometimes I confuse their music with Devo. Sometimes.
Same era. Devo and them came out at the same time. That it was that new wave. That was like the transition between punk and the '80s.
Right.
The '80s was built on that initial new wave layer that came out of the late '70s.
Well, you know, Jeff, we built this city. We built this city on the Gen X show.
Well, I hope we build something here. We try. We tried. I like what's happening. I like you guys. We're oh we have to do some love too.
Oh, Lord.
Like just connect better, like do something to just make us strengthen our affection for each other.
Yeah.
Leggy, what you been up to?
I heard Leggy caught the crabs.
Where you driving?
On track, they're huge. I heard they're gigantic.
Yeah, we could do a group hug. You know what it like? You know where I feel close to people when I'm camping, like sitting around a campfire out in the woods. Whoever I'm camping with, I just feel closer to them for some reason than other people.
Nature is definitely a good remedy.
You know, I feel close to people at work. Because when you find people that want to be there, that feel their purpose to be there, and that do their thing to maintain being there, it's like, hey, we're doing this so that way we can go home and be with our loved ones and fulfill our life and stuff like that. And when you see somebody disappear from that, it's like, oh, well, where'd so-and-so go? It's like, well, they're not here anymore. It's like, oh, man.
Is it because like you're coming together to build something together, like the people that you build together, society or civilization with, you feel bonded to? Because you're all building a community together or something, whatever a workplace, a product.
Well, I mean, I talked to a chaplain today about because I talked to you guys about losing teammates.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a real clear opportunity to talk to this dude that walks around our place, but I found an opportunity today, and I told him, it's like I feel for their loss of their job just as much as I feel for the loss of them in my job. Like, they were my teammates. I no longer have teammates. I have to build new teammates. But at the same time, I feel for those individuals that have to go back out into the world and find another way on their own. And I want the best for them. And that was a hell of a conversation that we had. Because what they meant to me only meant that to me when they were with me. But that doesn't mean that I discard them as human beings because now they have to go find another way.
Mm-hmm.
I want the best for them on their journey because I mean, I know what it's like to restart. I've restarted many times in my life. But now they were sent on a mission of restarting, whereas I'm staying behind and having to clean up the emptiness that they left. It's not, it is what it is to an extent, but I can't blame them for me having to fill the holes. Only
Did they
they can
find
blame
somebody
themselves.
yet? Like new people? Or they're still rotating people in and out?
It's a process. It is a process. Yeah. We have some strong candidates. but this isn't a very well sought after position because of the like as I've told you, I work in a corner. It is very nonverbal communication, um, and a lot of people can't stay off of these days they can't stay off of their phones. It, and it's like if you can hustle for 4 hours, then you will get a break. But if you can't stay consistent and attentive for 4 hours,
I
well,
can
then there
I
will
can
never be a
easily
break.
hustle for 4 hours, especially if I have a teammate that I work really well with hustling with me for those 4 hours too. That's what I
Well,
was saying earlier about
that's
the power of people to come together, and if you try to do something together instead of as an individual, you get that extra support that can drive individuals forward in a way they can't by themselves. So if everybody comes and helps everybody else push where they're trying to go, we all get to go where we're going.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Like a well-oiled machine, except made of humans and much more like rich and interesting and noble, I think. Because a machine's only going to do what it's designed to do, or what you tell it to do, or what you can make it do. Humans can do anything. They can just imagine things that a machine will never come up with and do them.
Yeah.
So they have some kind of inner creative power that goes beyond just machine.
Yeah, all is
But
mind.
yet, man's replaced by machine every day, though.
Well, people think AI is like it, but it's really not. I don't think AI is ever going to replace human imagination and human creativity.
Right.
No,
I
but
agree.
I do think someday we will be integrated with it so much that we won't know. Have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy? It
Yeah.
has uh the Wilson Owen Wilson's brother there. What's his name? Shit, what the hell's the other Wilson brother's name? Shit. Anyways, it's wind up where they do this Ami experiment. They fucking go to sleep for 500 years because they forget about them. They wake the fuck up and they're the smartest people on earth because society's gone to hell.
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson, there we go. Yeah, it has Luke Wilson in it. And I, like the other day, no lie, we went to my daughter's volleyball game at another school. Went to the concession stand. The fucking kid had to pull out his phone and use the calculator to minus 7 from 20 to figure out it was
The
13.
cashier person?
Yeah, and get this, he had to use it to add 3 plus 4, and then
They
minus
don't
that,
have registers
then
that
minus
already do
20.
that?
I'm
Was
dead
it just like
serious.
a pickle jar and a calculator?
No, well, the sad part is there was a cash register there. I don't know what the fuck happened, but yeah. Like but like to give me my change back, he legit had to pull his phone out. He had to add 3 plus 4 to get 7, and then he had to minus that from 20 to get 13. I go, are you fucking serious? Like, I looked at my daughter afterwards. I go, please tell me you can tell me what it is.
Maybe it was that one guy. Like I know there's young people at work that I know can
Was he retarded?
take 7 out of 20.
I don't know. Like, I'm dead serious. I asked a bunch of kids this afterwards that my kids go to school with. My one daughter could do it. My oldest daughter, she looked at me like I had like 6 heads when I asked her. And then my middle daughter, she rattled it off like whatever. I mean, why not? She's an honor student, so she should be able to. But like, but like her friends though, and their friends, I would ask them. I think only a couple of them could actually tell me without having to bring the. I go, are you fuck? How dumb has society come? Like kids can't do simple and fucking mathematics
But
nowadays.
are you sure it's not just this one guy?
Why don't you go yell at the
Well,
math
I
teacher,
mean,
lady? Gotta
Like
yell at the
maybe
work.
he was
I asked a lot of
special
kids
ed
this
or something.
question if they could do math without their phone. And like I didn't just use 20. Like I come up with random fucking numbers. Like 30 minus 23. 7. Like you know what I mean? But like they had to like think about it. Like I'm like, what the fuck?
Who was it? Beavis and Butthead working the
Yeah,
register?
pretty much. Pretty much, Vinny. It was we're gonna complete
Yeah,
this.
that's what I'm saying. Like Beavis and Butthead were not the norm. Maybe he was of the
Right.
Beavis strain.
I don't know, buddy. All I'm gonna say is I
You got
feel
to run
like
into the math teacher,
society in
Reggie.
general is getting stupider because they have technology on their hand. It's like words, right? Spelling. I'm not the best speller in the world, but I also know that I can go get a dictionary and look up the fucking word and I can figure out how to spell it through a dictionary. You know what I mean? Like that's what we had to do when I was in school. I can remember being in like fifth, sixth grade, asking the teacher how to spell a word. She'd spell dictionary to us every time. So,
I
or
would make the
well,
kids try.
everybody
I
up
would
here is old
say
enough.
like, tell me
You
how
had to
you think
use
it's
the
spelled,
fucking
and then we'll work through it together.
what is it? The Canada encyclopedias. I mean, everybody on this panel right now, I guarantee you, have used them one time or another.
Encyclopedias?
The Britannica
Yeah, I grew
encyclopedia.
up on them. My
Yeah,
grandma was an
exactly. So did
encyclopedia
I.
saleswoman. She had like all the swag and all the extra shit and the special editions and everything. I was immersed in those things.
I used
That's
to
how.
plagiarize using those.
Used
Yeah,
to do what?
plagiarism was a little bit easier
I
back then.
plagiarized. Sometimes I would just change like one or two words out of the sentence and just fucking just write exactly what I was reading.
And that was
Hey,
before
as
AI,
long as
y'all. Kids were still faking
we
their
used to
work.
cite where we got the information from. As long as we used to cite it, we were fine. But if we didn't put the cite, the little fucking, the little asterisk with the number, for the
Then it was
footnote that said,
plagiarism.
well, it was plagiarism. But we also, until I was a senior in high school, all of our reports had to be written in hand until the final copy. The final copy was the only one that ever had to be typed. And then if you had good penmanship,
On a
you didn't have to
typewriter.
type it. Yeah. My kid actually got permission. She's like one of the few kids that I know nowadays. She handwrites everything. All of her reports, all of her notes, everything.
She
My other
prints because
daughter,
they don't
everything's
even
on the
do
computer.
cursive anymore, huh?
No, they don't. My kids can't even read it. I wrote something the other day in cursive. They looked at me like, but let's think about it though. Your granny's fucking cursive is different than our cursive though. Because I used to read my grandmother's cursive. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Because it did change throughout the years. Like penmanship and all that, and the way letters were written and all. Like
You
my
used to get
grandmother's.
graded on that. That was part of your grade. Was
Yeah,
handwriting.
I
yeah.
have a mean script game when I'm writing script, like signing like your name and shit. My
You
shit,
do?
it's mean looking, man. It's mean.
It's like I don't
aggressive,
know.
mean?
I get you say cursive. I was, we called it writing in script.
Script, yeah.
Yeah.
We use both.
Like my F, I can get fancy with the F, or I could be lazy with the F,
Yeah, like me, I can write the F like 4 different ways. Because
Yeah.
like my mother writes an
Fancy
F
with the
different than
F.
my dad. My grandmother used to write an F very funny looking. Like so, I can I used to practice copying my fucking parents' handwriting and shit when I was a kid. So
And the
Oh,
B,
neat.
my B, like if it's like an overwritten 8 with a couple of little like elbows to it and shit,
it's like G's, right? So like the way my mother makes a G and my dad, like my G's a hybrid between the way they both do their G's. Like it's weird.
So they were an
It's
OG. They were an OG.
An OG.
See what
Yeah.
I did there, like?
Yeah, I got you.
I'll write it in script for you.
Okay. But I can read it though. Most likely. So.
Well, good thing they have like AI and translators and all that for them because we're gonna need it to interface with each other at some point.
I'd like to know how many like youth know how to even write a check.
I
They're
don't
so
even know
used
if
to
I
paying
remember.
everything on the phone. I'm amazed. I mean, every time I'm in
You
a
know, when I
drive-through,
was in
You know, every time
After
I'm
I
in the,
got out of high school,
Well, hang on.
Vinny, I
Let Vinny
always
go.
said,
that's all right.
Let Vinny, and then you can go.
It's nothing important. Go ahead, Lucky. No.
Oh, okay.
well, sorry, Vinny, I forget.
No, it's
I
all
haven't
right. I
done this
don't
for a
care.
while. My bad, Vinny.
Yeah.
Something about high school. You were in high school,
Well, I was
or you
gonna
got
say
out of high
after
school.
high school, I always said, something that like going on what Vinny's saying about the checks, right? I feel like we should have had a class dedicated in high school to learning how to manage like your checking account, balance shit, write budgets, like all that shit. Like it kind of
They
prepares you
taught that
for
in
like
home ec
college.
class. There was like a little unit on household budgeting or finances, and then we had to do practice checkbooks and checks and all that. But they did give it to us in high school at some point for like I don't know, a few days, maybe a week.
But I'm amazed how everybody just whips the phone out and pays just doot and just tap doot and just doot right from the car to the drive through. I mean, it is what it is, but it's like,
I mean, I don't know if we'd have a Panelverse without phones.
no, I
A lot
mean
of
the way that they pay financially. Like me, I still do it old school. I want the paper. I want to keep track of my shit. I mean, sometimes a little convenience here and there, I understand that, but it's like, I don't know. I don't trust any
oh,
of
how
it.
like they can wave their phone and pay for something.
Yeah, like you'd see people, just
Yeah, I'm not there yet either.
you see the
I
drive-through. Like
just
even today,
started
I'm
getting
getting
into that.
like
Just
You are?
started getting into that.
And
I
I've
mean,
noticed
just
QR
this
codes are being used more and more too.
yeah.
hey, just this past week, I was low on funds, but I knew I needed gas. So I went to the gas station. I waved my magic wand and put the spigot into the spout, and I squeezed the handle. And about 550, the pump slowed itself down. And about 585, it stopped. And then, I got a couple days till payday, and I woke up to check to make sure that my paycheck had gone through, and I'm calling the automated thing, and it says your checking account has $0.00, and I hung up the phone.
Well, dude, talking about like the phone shit, right? So we went to the Portland Mall and took the kids school shopping, and the wife forgot her debit card at home. So she was like, "Oh, I'll just use my phone because it works up here." Dude, every fucking store in that mall she goes to use the phone, it wouldn't accept it. Like it would not work. So we're sitting there. Of course, we had cash on us, and like where were we? Foot Locker, right? The wife pulls out the fucking money to pay for the shoes, cash, and you should have seen their face at Foot Locker when she pulled out the fucking money. Like they did, it's like they've never seen cash before in that store. Like, like it was they didn't know what to do. Like they literally had to go get a manager and be like, "What do we do?" Because
I
I think
So
they
remember
only
was
had like
she able
maybe
to
like,
buy the stuff at all,
oh
or
yeah,
just the foot,
yeah, but they
just
only
Foot
had
Locker?
like $30 in in money, like for change. I was like, "What the fuck?" They go, "Yeah, you're probably." The manager looked and goes, "We're probably the first person to pay with cash for like 6 months." They said. I was like, "What?" They go, "Yeah, like legit." I
I
couldn't
remember
imagine that if I couldn't pay. Where the hell were we?
Yeah, we're
Oh, the
moving to a
concert.
cashless society.
I remember
Well,
the
I went
first
to the
gas
concert and everything was cashless. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I remember the first gas pumps to introduce a quicker way to pay was mobile speed pass. It had this
Oh
little
yeah,
thing
I
you put
remember
it on your
Speed Pass.
keychain, and that linked to something, and
Yeah,
you
the
know,
little thing on your keychain.
it looked like a little mini bat, like or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, you
yeah, I
just
remember
waved it
Speed Pay.
over it. And whoop, I think they still might have that. I don't know.
Well, wasn't that the first? It may be even before that, when Jerry Seinfeld did the Visa pay at the pump. It was like, oh, classic oversqueeze. oh, but you paid at the pump, so you already paid for it.
Yeah, I don't remember. But do you remember Untrackable? Talking about Seinfeld. You remember George Costanza's father? I forget his name. Stiller, I think.
On the
He,
show, the show
he
father.
yeah, the show father. Like Festivus for the rest of us. That guy.
Yeah.
He did, if you remember, around probably that time you're talking about track, is he did a commercial for the Honda Prelude, and he really like Jewed it up with his speaker. He goes, I don't know, you get in the car in the front, because it was a kind of car that the front wheels, like they did the opposite to the rear, so it helped you park. He goes, if you get a hard place to park in New York, you turn the wheel to the front, and then the left wheels go to the right, and you turn the wheel this way. Because when you turn your front wheels to the right, the back wheels went to the left. It was a Honda. I think it was a Prelude. I still remember that commercial. It's just useless fucking information I carry around.
No,
but I remember how he did it up, though. It was like, what? I can't get in this spot, but with the Honda Prelude, you turn the wheel this way, go
I remember a lot about cars. I don't necessarily remember that technology in that car, but the Mitsubishi 3000 GT had more technology than Ferraris of today.
Yeah. I think one of the Cadillacs had
it was it was the four-wheel steering. So when you were going at low speeds, yeah, it would help you parallel park. But when you were going at high speeds, it would help you change lanes without, having a rear end swing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Pontiac, or if it was Cadillac, the Elante, but it was like right out of like, a Knight Rider episode. It had like, it was way ahead of its time. It had but everything was all green screened. You know what I mean? Like everything looked like an old green lettering, but it was all digital. I forget. I don't know. It was one of those cars, one of the Pontiacs maybe. But like you said, it was like way ahead. Like it would tell you, how much gas you had, how far you can go and shit. But it was all like, 1984 looking and shit,
Yeah.
Like the book or the year?
I don't know, like Knight Rider, I
remember that kid.
Hello, Michael. Hello.
Well,
Wouldn't that be fucking funny if you could just have a car that could speak to you?
It was an AI car.
Yeah. I mean, and that AI was good. He could clear the traffic for you. You just push a button at the right time, and woo, if you hit it, it'll take you right through red lights and everything.
I mean, it's a hell of a thing when you talk about that type of technology. It's like, maybe turning the rear wheels can help you parallel park or change lanes in a certain type of way. Whereas what they have now, they, believe it or not, they have subscriptions. So you can't even access power seats. You can't access a certain amount of horsepower unless you subscribe. Like you can buy a car.
So it's in the car and you have to pay each month to activate to like have use of it, or they turn it off?
Yeah, just like they do with the radio. It's like, hey, you can have basic radio, but if you want satellite radio, you got to subscribe to channels.
Now you have to subscribe to car features?
You can buy the car, but if you want to access these seat features, or if you want to access your extended available horsepower to make it like a sports car like you paid for, it becomes
That's like
a
in the
subscription
hotel where they charge you for everything you
because
take out of the fridge.
Because they can access the computer to change the telemetry or the dynamics of the engine to allow you to, get up and go. And if you don't pay, you just get the basic car.
On track. How about we were working at GM? I'm like, yeah, that guy he's a scumbag. Don't worry, we'll get him. And then we'll fucking change all his seats and shit while he's driving down live on the fly. I was like, why is my seat going to the steering wheel?
No wonder everybody's so concerned about the machine controlling us. Because it is. Who's controlling the machine?
It's not too much different because I believe it all started with these video games.
There has to be an override for that. There's got to be an override.
I'm a video game player, and when they went to the full digitals, it's like, okay, you buy the system, and then you buy the game, right? But the game exists in the cloud, which means you can't access the game unless you have the internet, which means you cannot play your library unless you have the internet. So that's another expense. And then it goes even further to where if you want to extend your game, well, that's, hey, you're going to have to pay more to extend your game. These things, they just never stop trying to. They find so many ways to make it simpler, but then they find a way to charge you every step of the way.
That's capitalism.
Even like
It's
right
the
down to
market
the
at work.
plugs on the computers, right, Jeff? And on track, like Apple computer plugs are different than like
Yep.
your ordinary
The
USB.
proprietary peripherals.
Yeah, like not only we got to stay there, but we're gonna make it where you could only buy our fucking kind of plugs that work on our system. I mean, I understand the concept of making the money. I mean, but they, for the average people like us, they fuck us left and right.
Well,
They
I don't
fuck
consider us average.
They fuck right, but I mean, just to the
Like
normal
poor.
crowd. No, the consumer.
Oh,
How about that? That's a better word, right? To the consumer out there, certain things you buy, you can only take it back to the company instead of just getting, a generic fucking plug.
I know there's a repair at home movement now because some of these products you're not even allowed to repair yourself.
Yeah, one man's junk is going to be another man's treasure in the future coming. Oh, by the way, if anybody's following the metals market, which I do, we have silver approaching the $50 marker, right? And you got gold almost hitting the 4,000 marker per ounce. Just for anybody out there.
Hey,
wait, silver's hitting $50 and gold's hitting 4,000.
Just before I looked, getting on your show, it was like 48.22 per ounce and climbing.
And how much is gold?
Hey,
it's like 38.8 something. Last time I was looking at that.
Oh, hang on. I am getting a notice that my laptop is on battery and it's about to go dead, but it's definitely plugged in, so I don't know what's going on. If I die, if the stream suddenly ends or something, it means my laptop just died. How do I fix this?
I don't know, but I do want to touch on this. It is the called it's been touched on in the law and called right to repair, whereas companies whereas companies will they will lock down.
I figured it out.
What do you call it? The laws. They will lock down as much as they can, so that way you can't legally repair your own stuff. But don't bank on that, because if I can fix my own tractor, if I can fix my own cell phone, if I can fix my own computer, if I can fix my own leg, should it come down to it, you cannot deny me my knowledge, because if I can build it and I can do it, you cannot deny me what I found. And if I continue to make my thing work, you can't copy what I found. You copyrighted your information and I'm selling it. I just made my thing work again on my own. That cannot be protected. If you just like the Second Amendment.
But how are they going to know? Like, just fix. If you can fix it, just fix it. You don't have to tell anybody.
Whether it's the First or the Second Amendment that you want to bank on, let me tell you this: you cannot shut my mouth without killing me. You can't stop me from creating. You can stop me from buying one, should it so be. But if I can build one, you can't stop me from having it. You understand? So if I have something and I can fix it to make it work for me, you cannot stop that legally.
Right.
I guess we'll find out.
You know, it's a gimmick as well. I had to do this the other day. You know, these fucking car inspections. Another fucking racket where certain states you don't have to go and take your car every fucking year to get it inspected, and then certain states you do. But meanwhile, the states that don't require you to get the inspection, you could just fly right through. And if you have plates from a state that doesn't require it, the states that do, and you're in that state, it's no big deal. So it's just another fucking grab of just bullshitness. You know, listen. If you're out there looking like fucking chitty bang bang blowing fucking smoke, old locomotive, yeah, then let the cops handle that and maybe do some, real fucking But to have the normal citizens go and fucking pay and get the sticker on their fucking plate or their windshield every fucking year is just ridiculous. Yeah,
I understand.
I don't want
because
stupid.
junky
I'm
cars on the road
probably
either.
I'm probably 2 years out on my registration. And registration is just a tax. My car is good to go, and trust me, based off of being against the law, I just drive with the law. Like I go with the flow of traffic. I stay in the mix.
On track. I used to drive police cars that didn't have the proper inspection for tour duty. I mean, I was like, how could I mean, is that a conundrum or what? Right?
It's a source of revenue. They got to get the money from somewhere.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
If it's not inspections, they'll find some other way to make up for it.
Bullshit. It's just bullshit stuff.
To me, it's no different than taxes, which a lot of people think are bullshit, and I don't.
But for the inspection, listen, if you can only notice a car if it shouldn't belong on the fucking road, especially even if it's an older, newer car, it's still emission much better than it was from like the 50s, 60s, 70s that did look like it was rolling.
But they've been regulating all of that for decades. Since cars have been around.
I'm just saying the emissions from a 90s car is so much better than like the past 3 generations. You
want people to just be able to own cars, do whatever they want, and nobody worry about it. Everybody just mind their business.
Listen, if you drive
no concern for the public good whatsoever.
The concern for the public good, all it is for emissions. It's just an emissions thing,
Because they don't want cars putting out nasty fumes into the air.
Yeah, but you would notice, you would note, like, if you're weebling down the road, like a national vacation.
Yeah, but don't cars put out stuff that the human eye not necessarily can't see? That could be just as damaging?
It's a difference. There is a difference because there is a
buggy when the horses would just shit on the road while you're cruising, but that was cleaner than a night.
Well, these are not horses.
Please. When it comes to the automotives, it's like it is a $25 where I am. It's a $25 inspection to make sure your car is safe and good to go on the road. The registration is a tax based off of the value of the car, not a safety concern.
Right.
If your car passes that $25 inspection for safety, your brakes work, your tires are good, your headlights work, your windshield wipers work, and that's safety. Whereas the registration is based off of the value of your car, which is a tax.
So that fluctuates on track? Does it depreciate like as the car gets older, or is it always consistently the same?
Well, it does depreciate. However, it is a tax based off of the value of your car rather than the safety of your car. You're already paying for a safety inspection, which is $25.
But I'm saying, like, if
I have a car that is worth, based off of the state, $10,000, I'm going to have to pay like $200 to $300 a year.
But then the
Now,
following
why am I
year,
paying for a car that I've already owned?
right,
I'm
but
already paying for the safety maintenance because if it doesn't pay safety,
Because
I,
it's a
I
source
have to
of
pay.
revenue. They turn to property owners for sources of revenue.
so on track, the next year, that 10 grand car now would probably be, let's say it's worth 8,500. Now, so then you would pay less. As the years continue, that tax should go in reverse. No,
Until a certain, at least here in Maine, it's a certain point, and then
what do they go by Blue Book
after
now?
a certain, you're stuck at that certain level no matter what. After a certain point.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say because eventually it would just diminish to nothing if you don't have the car for 20
There's
years.
probably a minimum.
Yeah, it has. It
I'm
would have.
already I've already paid for the car. I've already paid the interest to the bank. I've paid the safety inspection, which proves that my car is safe. Why do I have to pay you
Because it's
based off of the
property, just
value of
like your
my car?
house. People that own property, that's who the state turns to for revenue, because the people without property don't have it. So they're going to turn to homeowners. They're going to turn to car owners. They're going to turn to business owners. They're going to turn to people that have an ownership stake in the society that they can draw revenue from. That's why they hit fees and taxes.
I still think they could do a 2-year registration or 3. You know what I mean? You could do it so you didn't have to do it every single
So
fucking year.
some states might. Like, why do you
No,
have to
trust,
renew your driver's license every few years? Why can't you just get one
trust me.
license and keep it the rest of your life and never have to do it again?
Leggy, New York does every 2 years.
Trust me. I get that because I've
Really?
been through it
That's
within
pretty
the past
cool.
5 years. I've been through it within the past 5 years. Um, we bought our house. I refinanced again. I was saving over $200 a month based off of my original mortgage. And then they come and they reassess the value of my home and the taxes went up 30%. So now I am paying the same as the original with a 2.25 interest rate.
Wow.
I started
30%
with a
seems
4.
high.
Oh, well, they did it. They did it.
It's all a racket. That's all it is. It's all a racket.
What society needs money to function somehow. Where do you want to be getting it from?
Well, do you want to sell somebody a home and then have the government squeeze the people that were barely making it when they got the home out of the home so that way some business can come buy the home and
I don't
rent
know
it
if I
out
would
to
buy
the
a
same
home
people?
in an area that precarious.
I mean, you can blame me for my stupid decisions.
No, I don't.
However, I've done everything the right way, and the government said, "Hey, your property is now worth 30% more. So we're going to tax you on that 30% more."
But it's
The
a
property
fraction of
has
that
not changed.
30%. The tax is not 30%. It's a percentage of
Right.
that additional 30%.
Right.
My
But it's
my
like
bill
Leo
went
Get
up substantially.
It's like Leo Get said in Lethal Weapon. They fuck you in the drive-through. Okay. They fuck you in the drive-through.
The property did not change. How they assess the value of it is what changed, and that changed the taxable value of it. So I got fucked,
In the drive-through.
and I'm paying for it. But
And probably
my pay
it
hasn't.
affected a lot of people. If they changed the whole way that they assess homes, then everybody got reassessed and affected.
But the value of my work did not go up 30%.
No, because that's completely separate.
And it's weird because a bank home assessor is completely different than what the town would say. It's there's two. I've seen that a few times where it's conflicting. The bank is saying it's worth this, but the town is saying it's worth.
Yeah, an insurance company is going to assess differently than a government body will assess, than a realtor will assess for purposes of selling a home, because they're all doing it for different purposes.
Yeah.
So they're going to look at what they need for the purpose they're doing it for.
Right.
And again, that would turn into me leaving and trying to find some place that has also been assessed. So it's like if I leave with the value of what they've assessed versus what I can actually sell it at, it's not going to equate because I'm going to be able to sell it at what I bought it at.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to sell it at their accessible value.
Do they have it assessed higher than you think you can get for it?
They've assessed it 30%, and that 30% is probably about another 10 to 15% higher than what it's actually worth. Because I live here. Because, you know,
in one way, it's good if you're in a neighborhood and then the real estate value goes up, but that's only, in my opinion, only good for the homeowner who's not looking to have that to be their forever home. If you're not looking to sell your home, but the homes all around you are now like, doubled and tripled in value and it keeps going up. It sucks because then you're going to have to get reassessed for the taxes on it. And that's exactly like what Track is talking about.
and that is exactly what the scheme seems to be, is to force people out of their homes to create more renters, because that seems to be the thing where we don't want people to own things. We don't want people
Who's
to
doing
have
this?
forever anymore.
Who's the
And
people
that
that are
really
doing this?
that really hurts. That really hurts our feelings here, because we want to be here. We want to be here for an extended period of time.
Have you
We didn't come here to gain value and then move so that way we can gain value and then move. We want to be right here.
Right. I'm with you on that because I have family member or a couple that they just like live in one spot for, just wait for that value to go up and then, pull the plug and go somewhere else and just, wash, rinse, repeat kind of shit. But to me personally, I guess it just depends on the person. If you find like I lucked out, God willing. I mean, I found a nice little nook that just fucking tucked away nice. And it's like, and then I could say it's my forever home. Like I could care less if somebody offered me, $10 million for my home. I would not fucking sell it. That's how I feel with it, But some
So you're
people would drop
committed
their
to it.
home in the drop of a hat. Like to me, it's like once you find like a nice place, it's nice because then the trade-off is because you never know what you're going to get on the other side of anything. Like I'm in this house here over 20 years now, where I have relatives that, they maybe the max they've stayed at a home now is maybe 8-9 years, and they just move on, and then it's the same thing. It's they're always rebuilding or redoing the same thing, and then they just move on. I mean, it is what it is. But
which
I
I
like
think
I like the
nowadays,
house at
Vinny,
home.
I
Go
think
ahead, Leggy.
that 8 to 10 year mark. I think that's the national average for people that keep a house nowadays.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, but yeah, that sounds about right because it's like, I mean, it's not easy, because it's like you run into things like what Track was talking about, because they could, you could just be the opposite end of it too. You could buy a $400,000 home, and then in 5 years, it's only worth 200 because the neighborhood went to shit.
Or you could buy a house that's worth 100,000 back in fucking the early '90s, and now it's worth fucking almost $1 million, depending
Right.
on where you live.
But then
Depending
in a
on where you
way,
live.
right, and then Leggy, in a way, they still kind of like pinched off you because your taxes went up as the real estate value went up.
Talking about that,
But that's
anybody
what's
has some
supposed to
money,
happen.
there's
That's
a
not
hell of a
corruption.
property and real estate opportunity available right by where I live. There's 4 properties right on the beach. One's a house, and the other 3 are like rentals or whatever. Like rent, they use them for rental properties. It's 1.1 million, and you supposedly you own to the low water mark, which means technically you could put a fence up on the beach and keep people the fuck out. So, yeah, it's a huge lot for like $1.1 million. It's like 4 houses all together on waterfront property for 1.1 million, and you can make that very easily in a lifetime off of it.
Hey, Jeff, how many people are you thinking just in this country would want to do like the trade-off if they could still make the same amount of money or keep their same job, where you have people in the country that want to be city dwellers and you have people in the city want to get the fuck out of the city and be country dwellers? Like if they could marriage those two in a way of a network way or something like that, I think that would be, I don't know. I'm just spitballing it, but how many people would be like, wow, I'd love to live in the country, and then,
Well, house swapping has been a thing for a while. I think there was even some reality shows about it. So you could swap a city dweller that wants to be more suburban or rural with some rural people that want to be in the city, and they can have their apartment or their condo.
man,
So that is a thing that's been done.
yeah,
But I don't know if it's been at like any kind of significant scale.
right. But I
But
definitely know that when COVID hit, it really rearranged a lot of people's
Yeah, a lot of people.
Well,
work to
Vinny,
work.
I
moving
want to
out of the
live in New
cities.
York,
I was one of them.
and you want to live in Maine, so we can just swap houses.
You want to live in New York or wherever he is?
No, I don't.
No, what?
I assume it's New York just because of your accent.
I don't think I would have the right accent. They'd look at me funny.
And have
Well,
you wait? You don't think you'd have the right accent in Leggy's corner of the world?
no, a New Yorker
You
would
can't do a
stand out
Leggy
like a
accent. That's
fucking
the one
sore thumb
character
up
you
here.
can't do.
Because where Leggy lives, they
He's
park,
inimitable.
and I'll say I got to park the car. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are like, hey, yo, you do bendovers?
Hey, yo, Leggy, I'm trying to fucking parallel park over here. Huh?
Yeah, and over here we're like, yo, get the fuck out of the way.
Oh, there's a charge to parallel park the car now. Oh. Hey, speaking of that, have you guys ever seen people try to do that lately? Any drivers, if they're out of whack, who can't parallel park their car? At least, again, another Seinfeld thing, right? It's like he's like when George.
I'll be honest. I'm scared to try because it's been like.
I don't know if you remember the episode, Jeff, in Seinfeld when George is getting ready to parallel park it, and then he rubs his hands together, he slaps, and he goes like this. He goes, "I wish I could teach this, but it's just a natural gift." And he goes to do it, but the guy went in head first behind him, and the whole debate was who goes in head first. Who goes in head first to parallel? And they were all
I can tell you from firsthand experience. Like I have 3 cars in a 4-car driveway. Once I hit the car, all of a sudden I know exactly where I cannot. So I have to hit it once, so that way I know exactly where my points are. So and now I can park within an inch of another car, backing up with no cameras, no nothing.
Yeah.
I just back up and I'm like, oh, that the headlight disappeared, and then I put the parking brake on and I get out, and you couldn't squeeze the skinniest person between these cars.
Yeah. That's why in New York, especially in the city or any of the boroughs, you see people like they have these mats sticking out of their trunk covering their bumper, because apparently the automobile industry decided to paint bumpers instead of using a bumper as a bumper. You know what I mean? Like chrome to chrome, no big fucking deal. Give me a little tap, because they tap park. They literally have to tap the car in front of them and behind them to squeeze their damn car in.
So that's what it's for, Vinny. I see him like when I go down to Boston and shit. I'll see him. So
Yeah,
that's what that's for.
Yeah, do you see that flappy thing sticking out of it?
I always figure that's because you're a very shitty driver and you back into a lot of shit, or you slam your brakes on a lot and get rear-ended.
But it doesn't. I always, when the car company started to do that, I'm like, why can't you just have the chrome bumper? Let people fuck. But I mean, out in the country, whatever, no big deal. But within city, it's like you have to tap, because you want to get that spot. You don't want to go around and circle another fucking 2 hours looking for a spot. You want to fit that car in there.
I've been in foreign countries, and it is customary to touch another person's car. Whereas in the United States, it's like, oh my God, I gotta call my insurance company. We need a police report.
Yeah, it's like a blind man's park, we call it, because it's like hitting bumper to bumper. It's like a blind man reading Braille while he's driving. It's like, okay, there it is. But you just do it ever so slightly, not like a maniac. just a little oomph, a little oomph. But with the painted bumpers on these cars today, forget about it. It looks like you the front or the rear end went through a fucking war.
I played soccer when I was in college, and I remember we went down to Portland down there to play a game, and the bus driver he took that big ass bus and turned it on one of them little narrow streets down there. Fuck, he took like 4 or 5 cars out. He goes, "Oh fuck it, that's just part of
Curves.
everyday driving." He goes down here. I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "We don't stop around here." I just blew my fucking mind that they don't stop and do it. They just carry on like nothing happened.
I'm really impressed, Leggy, when you see like the 18-wheeler drivers where, there's like that one spot in the rest area, off the highway, and they want to pull in and they're like, nobody's going to get there. And then you just watch one guy come barreling in and just like it's nothing, like how you could just maneuver the whole rig, because that's one thing that I don't even have experience doing is parking and getting in with a trailer, because everything is the opposite.
You out track.
Do.
Take care. We love you too.
Yeah, I mean, I've never drove anything that big with a trailer. I mean, I've driven plenty of shit with like 20-foot trailers and all that, but never nothing a big rig with a fucking like I've drove one bobtail, but I've never fucking driven one with a fucking 50-some foot trailer on it. And like you say, that's a skill right there.
Yeah, you must see them, right? You see some of these boobs. They got the most beautiful car. They got a beautiful boat on the trailer, and they can't fucking get that boat down into the, you know what I mean? Like when they go to throw it in the water, you go like the boat ramps. And
I always get a kick. It's not me. It's not the launching of the boat. It's putting the boat on the trailer that I always find hilarious, because you can always tell a true flatlander that went out and bought himself a nice big fancy boat but doesn't have a fucking first clue of how to operate it. You can always tell. I remember I was at the lake one time and you had some New Yorkers show up, and they had this big fucking 23 fucking Grady White, right? Big fucking heavy boat, and they're trying to put it on the trail. I'm watching the guy. He's backing up. He's going forward. He's back. I'm like, "Bud," I go, "You're doing this all fucking wrong." I go, "You need to bring your trailer out of the water a little bit." And I go, "You need to fucking get a little run and just fucking come the fuck up onto your trailer as straight as possible. The rest of it, the trailer will do the work for you if you know what the fuck you're doing."
And Leggy, in Florida, you'll see these guys with, these big Ford trucks, Chevy trucks, all done up and whatever, but they're not 4-wheel drive. So when they're trying to pull the boat out, like you said, so the boat's back on the trailer, and now they're stuck. And then you see everybody like he's calling people over to get the back bed of the truck to add weight, and they start jumping up and down on the back of the bed to get the truck to go. Because of all the moss and the car's got no traction.
Well, so my ex's uncle, he had this big heavy boat one time, and he had a Chevy Avalanche, and this fucking Avalanche was just 2-wheel drive. Couldn't pull the boat out. I had a little Kawasaki 750 4-wheeler, right? And they were like, "Oh, if that Avalanche can't pull it, that won't." I go, "This motherfucker is 4-wheel drive, and I can lock the fucking front differential in it. Trust me, she'll pull it the fuck out." Sure enough, she pulled it the fuck out. And they all just look. I go, "Well, it's called 4-wheel drive there, Dallas."
Yeah. Or they just don't have the traction enough, or they get in too deep when they're putting it in, and then they sink the whole car, the whole rig just goes into the water.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen people fucking, they go to do it, and instead of hitting the brake, they let the truck roll backwards, and they roll the whole truck in. I've seen that before. I go, "You fucking jackasses." And once again, it's an out-of-stater usually that it happens to.
There's some cool videos like from out in Lake Havasu and shit, where there's spots where the people gather around like it's an event. They'll take their lounge chairs, beach chairs, they'll have their cooler of beer and shit, and they all hang out, and they watch the people come back all buzzed out or drunk and whatever, and watch everybody crash into each other. Who's going to sink their boat? Who's going to fucking, it's like a whole, and you see the pressure in the person's face when he realizes when he's coming back into the boat ramp. It's like now the spotlight's on you, and it's like, oh shit, they were not fuck this up. And they always usually fuck it up. Mostly the jet ski drivers, they'll hit the fucking bottle wall.
It's like you ever seen that movie RV with Robin Williams in it, where he's trying to empty the shitter out and they couldn't figure it out, so everybody and the grandmother showed up to watch him try to empty the.
I haven't seen that.
Uh,
But that added pressure of people it's like you're getting heckled. It's like you're an outfielder on a Major League Baseball team and they're heckled, so they get heckled as they're trying to get their boats in and out of the water. But when they're coming back in after the day, I mean, come on, everybody on the boat's probably at least a good buzz going on. A good day on the water, and
a good day in the water, you usually somebody's got a buzz on.
Yeah.
Hopefully not the captain. Hopefully not the captain.
But it's just funny how they start heckling everybody. Yeah, it's called like Lake Havasu boat ramp heckles or something like that. I hadn't watched it
in Vegas.
Wherever Lake.
I mean, Arizona.
Yeah, or any lake, but you do boat ramp hecklers or some shit. It's just funny, man.
It's a YouTube genre.
Yeah, I gotta look them videos up now.
Yeah. A friend of mine, he does a lot down in Florida. He has a boat ramp show. So what he does is he fixes a spot. He has a spot, and that's all he does is fucking either he does it live or it's pre-recorded, and he just affixes his camera across. He has a unique spot to a boat ramp that has like 8 slip, where you can go in and out, and that's what he does, and that's what he looks for. And then if he sees somebody in trouble, he'll like zoom in on it and just make fun of it. And he does pretty good with it.
And there's an audience for it. How many subs does he have?
I think he has over 300,000, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't.
And it's the person. You have to have the right personality.
So it's personality more than the actual content. People.
Well, the content is
that's how Mike
gives
gets
itself, because you always find like somebody who, just like he says, they give it too much gas or they don't give it enough. Or then he catches it all like live. People just fucking their cars in the drink, and it's a fun time.
I would love to find a little place where I could set up every day and have talk to actual people instead of panelists.
Yeah. I mean, if you always think
like at the mall, go set up a little stream at the mall or something.
But it's like a consistent.
There's nobody at the mall anymore.
The consistency of it. He's worked it. I mean, I knew him when he was like just a couple hundred, whatever. And but the consistency of it, and just and it's But I thought the content was pretty unique because you have a lot of boating communities all over the globe, and they always love to watch the live content down in Florida. Yeah.
Vinny, did you have you recently done any stand-up comedy? Because I see this clip, right, and I gotta see if I can find it again and tag you in it. But if you listen to this, and it was a New York nightclub this was done in, like a comedy club, and if you close your eyes and you're just listening to it, you swear it's you.
No, I haven't, but thanks.
Like, I was sitting there, I'd go, is this fuck? Because my wife was listening to it. I go, is that fucking Vinny? She goes, who? I was like, Vinny. She goes, who the fuck's Vinny? I go, don't worry about it.
I get that a lot.
Some guy I know.
I get that a few times. Like I always thought about doing it. Maybe one night I'd have to, you'd have to probably put a couple of beers in me first in order to do something. Because then I wouldn't, my comedy would probably just be, because I'm better live on the fly. So it would probably just be like, have a couple of go-tos here or there. But I would probably be the type to just involve myself into the audience, like it would be a cleaner Andrew Dice Clay style. I think I would probably have if I ever was to do that. Because I always thought like, well, what am I going to, so it would just be like I could talk about and make fun of things that you do on a daily. Most comedians do that. So it would be kind of like that, I think. But I always thought that would be a fun thing to try to do. But I would probably be picking on the audience members and asking them questions, interacting that way.
Dude,
try it. We have an audience.
I keep telling
right
the wife one of these days I want to go to Texas and go to fucking one of them Kill Tony tapings at club there, the comedy club there, and fucking
And what's it called? What's it called, Leggy?
Kill
Kill
Tony, do
Tony.
one of the fucking Kill Tony shows and put my name in the hat. Try to
Yeah, I
do a
never heard
minute
of
up
that.
there.
I never heard of
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
you've never listened. You've never listened to Tony
I've never heard of him
Hinchcliffe?
either.
No, that's the first
What?
time I'm hearing of it.
Some now listen. Not every show, not all the because I mean it's just random fucking people they pull out of the bucket. Not every show's a hit, but there's some shows that like there's some fucking comedic fucking gold, and you'll hear some fucking jokes that you're just like, what the fuck, like.
Like you're making my wheels turn. How about the kind of concept where you do like a live? Maybe it is that. Maybe it's exactly what I'm thinking of. But to live stream, like let's just say I own a comedy club, but my comedy club is specifically an open mic live, and while it's not, just to have anybody just come on up and just do live comedy on stage, but being it broadcasted.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Is that what they do? Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Yeah,
be
that's what they do. So the whole premise of Kill Tony is to give up and coming fucking people like an opportunity to get up there for a minute, do their shtick, and then get feedback. If you're funny, you'll know it. If you suck, you'll know it. And they'll kind of do like a roast / interview. If you're good, they let you know, but they'll still roast your ass. If you suck, they fucking completely roast your ass. So like.
That sounds like
Just
fun.
like the Panelverse, which is where I get my comedy from these days.
The one with Rob Schneider, I would listen to the one with Rob Schneider because, like, there's some comedy on there that, like, holy fuck, you would get excommunicated in this community for saying. Let's just put
Which
it that way.
community?
And Rob Schneider's like, all right, it's back, folks.
Which community would you get excommunicated from?
So there's a little bit of everything for your taste of comedy in it.
Like Leggy, for me, like most of the time, like when I'm, just being me, whatever, just by the way I could tell this story of something that happened to me in, real, and especially if it was like a current, like, if I had a busy day out in the, engaging in the public and whatnot, there's always something I could always, that makes me laugh that I could talk about in a comedic styling way.
Well, it's like the calculator joke, like the calculator thing. Like if I sat down and wanted to, I could take that and turn that into some type of fucking joke if I wanted to about how dumb society is today. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I wanted to finesse it.
Like today, I was in the fucking supermarket and I just happened to just catch the shopping cart that halfway through my aisle journeys, it wanted to do the out of whack front wheel on me, and it was like,
yeah. Well, it's like, dude, it's like, I think I was telling Jeff this when I went to the Papa Roach concert. Afterwards, I went to this bar that it's no longer the same bar. It's under new ownership, but I didn't know it. But I used to frequent this spot all the time. Well, now it's like a fucking nightclub, like for fucking like the younger crowd. And I walked in there, and holy fuck, man, this one girl, she fucking bent over, and I don't even know what she could be wearing because she was fucking dress, man. Here I am, fucking, a 37-year-old fucking married man, fucking 3 kids. I'm in there just fucking looking around, and I see that fucking Twitcher pop out there. I was like, holy fuck, man, like, where the fuck am I? A fucking brothel or what? Like, Jesus. I go, I gotta get the fuck out of here before I get in fuck trouble.
I have another person
What kind of trouble?
I have another person I know, Leggy and Jeff, that his live streams is him performing his live music when he's at an event. So if he's at a bar, mostly at bars, and it's like, he's pretty good. It's just he's just a one-man band. He does the thing where he'll get the beat down. If people request something, he'll, it just records it to the beat. Like he'll play the beat first and then, he'll loop it and then he'll do it live, not only to the audience, but on his live streaming channel here on YouTube.
Like a loop station?
No, like Jeff, let's just say you wanted one of those songs from Devo, right? Like, so he'll get the beat down. He'll do it where you don't hear him doing it, but he's recording it. And then he synthesize whatever he does with it, and then it'll play back what he played, and then he'll just go right in on it. And it's live, which I love live music, especially. And it's so you see him and he'll have his cameras switch different angles and then catch the crowd. He'll have a panning camera that, so you see and you hear everything that's going on in the bar, but he's got the audio set just right. So his music and the bar flow, it's like he makes you feel like you're sitting at the bar watching him and swiveling your head to see all the action in a 360 kind of way. And and it's great. So even on his breaks, he's still live. So you got the chat going on. He gets his donations. He has like the barcode thing on it. He puts that up on his podium, on his microphone, so people can donate to him while he's up there. He lets what platform he's on live streaming to. And he seems to have it in a nice, unique way because he gets a lot of the different tourist actions, down by the beaches and shit. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different unique ways to think, of something that you enjoy to do that you wouldn't think anybody else would, but to make it like, live. Like to me, live is the action. I look, I'm not knocking anything pre-recorded or anything, or just making a video, but just making
live is the way
making the person watching the live stream, even though they're not panel guests or anything, but how the chat just interacts with one another, and then they without even it's just a nice, comfortable, entertaining way because it's live, it's happening.
Right, it's unpredictable. You don't know.
Right,
like it's not produced, it's not scripted. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
Right, you never know like what Jeff's going to request out of this. So and tip them. And you see people tip with the cash, or they'll hit their phone to the barcode, or the square thing, whatever. And and then you see him, he just kind of wheels it over, and then like if he doesn't know it, he'll but it's all being done live. And then you hear the bottles in the bar being smacked by the bartenders and shit, and you see people smoking and standing outside or whatnot. I always like shit like that because then it makes you really feel you're engaging, even if you're just watching it, but you're watching it live.
Well, if I do my road trip, I need to find a way to do it like you're describing, in a way that takes people into it and makes them feel like they're there on the journey. Like
you would be, like to me, one of the things I would think would be unique if you're doing something like that, Jeff, is like, because then you're going to be driving, right? So you have to set up your camera in a way to catch at a good angle.
Yeah.
Where you could operate it with while where you're comfortable and you could do your thing, but then sometimes you see some long haul truckers do shit like that. They have the different camera angles and they'll talk to you.
They have more than one camera and they're able to switch the angles while they're driving.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they even like some of them get even fancy. Like I forget the guy's name. This was years ago. But he was doing, and even like he has cameras that could show you like the front grill looking out. You could look at him in the cab. He has cameras on the back, so you could see the back.
So you have to think about what the audience is going to want to see,
right,
like from their perspective,
right? And not
what's
to get
interesting to them, and then stick a camera there,
right? But like what's easy for you to do is try to to figure out. You start small. So you figure out what would be a good spot and the kind of vehicle you're going to use, where you want it to be on your dashboard, or do you want it to be, corner up to the passenger, looking at, the pillar, the front windshield pillar, looking at you at a kind of an angle in a way to kind of catch you.
This is what I need a producer for, to judge it. I don't know how to judge that myself. I need a third person looking at the things with an eye for what looks good to help me figure out what angles to use. Because on my own, I'm not going to know how to evaluate them.
Right. Like my favorite angle when someone is in the car and they're doing the live stream is like the front headlights looking forward view of what, like it looks like you're in the car looking out the windshield, like. And
the headlights are
like the bumper view. Like the front bumper view, so you see the dotted lines coming at you. So even if
instead of in the car, it feels more intimate if you're in the car.
Oh yeah, but eventually you could. I mean, I'm just saying, like one of my favorite angles that they'll use. Not that's the whole thing, but let's just say it's a lull and it's just kind of quiet and they want to listen or talk and be private. They just put the camera. There's a switch. There's ways to do it. They switch it from their console, whatever, and then the live feed is coming now off the bumper, looking straight forward. And I kind of like it when it's at night because you see, it's just nice. You see the different cars, you see they're passing, and you see the signs, and this is where it's like a nice live tracker in a way, you know. But you know, it's just I don't know. It's like hey, people listen to like sleep meditation music and shit like that, but you know, watching cars live on the fly, where it's just you just hear the car sounds and the passing.
It's like an ASMR thing.
I guess it would be sort of like that, but it would
But
be
not
live.
like panel content, like because I would do mostly this, but just mobile. So it would be like a ride with the devil. Like get in the passenger seat and we'll go for a ride and we'll talk and have a conversation. It would be more like who's the guy that does the celebrity drive around things? It would be more like that.
Yeah, but like you know, there's a channel, right? So let's just say it's like from like 2 to to the sun comes up or whatever, and it's a long haul trucker, and they not even speaking, you know. Sometimes they'll just mute the mic, whatever. But you hear some of the nice sounds that are going on within the truck, but it's like you feel like you're on a Night Rider road kind of, like it's just quiet. It's soothing.
I used to watch the roller coaster ones, the first person point of view coaster
the
videos
point of
to
view
make me feel like I was on the coaster.
Yeah, I like the point of view kind of look, but when you just getting hypnotized by the dotted lines and the lanes, and you see the different signs that come up, and
that's
it makes you feel like you're riding along. But what supports that channel most of the time is just the people within the chat,
right? And they probably have 50,000 subs compared to my little 1,000 from actually trying to have conversations with people.
Yeah,
I could just put it on a rock in the middle of the road and get more viewers.
But there's different ways to do it when you decide what you really want to home in on, and then there's always ways, to critique it or
I want to home in on
an
people.
idea,
People that are trying to do something good. That's what I want to home in on.
Yeah, and obviously it's fun for you. It keeps your audience engaged. Even like you said, I mean, it's not like you're gonna. I mean, I guess you could have a panel, but it's like the chat. It's like the chat's the go-to spot. Like I said, my friend who does the music, he doesn't have any panels, but the people in the chat just get to know each other just through the chat.
Yeah, the chat is one of the backbones of this channel.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this channel without the chat.
Yeah, the chat is where it's at because especially on a 24-hour live stream, you could always go to it and see who's there, like a check-in, like, hey, is Helena in there? Hey, what are you doing over there? Stay safe, and it's because there's always going to be somebody there if it's live. Always, if it's always live, you'll because you'd be like, hey, is anybody else up? It's 2 a.m.
That's what when I go to panels when I go to YouTube, when I have time to watch a panel, I go right to the live tab and I see who's live at this moment. And then I pick one and I go straight for the chat. That's what I'm there for. And then I'll tune in to the panel content at some point. But really, I'm there to play around in the chat.
Yeah. Because it's like anything else, like the Weather Channel, right? If the Weather Channel had a side chat, it's like kind of something like that. It's it's a 24-hour live stream, but it's just the chat. Maybe undertoning non-copyright.
Well, that's what drew me to YouTube in the first place was the potential for the chat to build community. Because I would I would follow some of my favorite YouTubers, and I would start noticing that their YouTube chats are developing a community of their own.
Right.
And that caught my attention, and I started jumping into that and being part of those little YouTube chat communities. And then I said, I want my own chat community. So that's part of what inspired me to do this channel is because I saw what was happening in these YouTube chats and others. P.F. Jung is a good example. A lot of us met through his chat, and we kind of developed our own community. And then when I started my channel, a lot of them came here, and we kept it going here in a way that his channel wasn't set up for.
Yeah, I mean, you see people out there like with bird feeder cameras, live bird feeder,
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
I've seen those.
or animal cameras. But obviously, there's nobody talking. There's no music. It's just a fixed camera. But the chats are wild. There's like 300 people watching,
Chat
and
is
maybe like
fire.
50, and maybe
They
like
probably have more drama at the Bird Feeder channel than they do on Joey's. That's like the dark web of drama.
I thought about doing something like that since I'm in a unique nature spot myself. Like, because I'm like, well, how could I do it? Protecting privacy and whatnot. And I'm like, just I mean, some of the animal
You
cameras.
should, Vinny. Think of what. Oh my God, you could be the next drama set. Like, because that's all there is to do on a Bird Feeder channel
Right, because
is
then
have drama in the chat.
when it goes dark, there's no birds really out there. But the chat there's still like a couple hundred people still in the chat watching and not everybody chats obviously, but there's just something about it. I always thought like just it's a live. It's like a 24-hour rest area where you wake up, you're like and then who's gonna be, and then you're like holy shit, there's like 50 of my friends that are still up.
Sometimes that happens on the Big Brother live feeds at 3 in the morning where no one's up and people will stare at the screen of everybody sleeping just
watching
to
them
see who's going to wake up and they'll be able to watch something.
Right, but then while they're watching them do nothing, they're being entertained by catching their friend in the chat, like you said. And then they just build. Oh, God, and then because you can't keep up with who's talking to who in a busy chat, and they're passing along information. Oh yeah, email me over here, or I'm at this channel, and like you said, it's a perfect networking kind of.
Yeah, network. Yes, the networking. Exactly. That is what I see the potential, and that's why I want to build this one and grow it and pump it up so that networking effect gets even bigger.
Well, what I think is key, and I see, especially around on your show, with coming out of the ashes of like drama communities and whatnot, you are magnetizing in really good, talented individuals. I've noticed, unique individual, not just the uniqueness of certain people, how, they could, it's like you siphon through. I mean, for my taste, most people that I've been seeing coming through here lately, not everybody, but the consistent ones that, are flexible and, good ways of to carry the conversations or to make things funny or to be serious, not too serious, but like sticking with certain things, making it interesting instead of listening to the same old. Like a person is, only funny if they keep bringing up some new. It's a continuous forward motion
Instead of the loops.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
I was getting tired of the loops myself.
Yeah, and the loops is what's going to weed them out anyway, because then even the looping person's got to realize, like, their shit is old. It's been tried and done. They need to find a whole new community in order to keep
we
the
start
same
new
jokes,
loops,
the same sayings, and the same speech and talk and stories. And
we're going back in the studio. It's a whole new album, new loops, new tracks, new storylines.
And that's what gravitated me towards this platform here with you, is that because you never really know what you're going to get in a way where it's just not going to be a bunch of, drama, fucking, just the whole circus show. And you know what I'm saying.
Right. It's going to be something, but it won't be loops.
Right.
I never know either. And going back to camera angles, I was thinking today of just with Landry as an example. He used to stream from the side. When he's at his laptop, he's streaming from the side. And today he was face to the camera, and it made such a big. I noticed a difference right away, and I wonder if that's part of why he's making the impression that he is. Because when he's camera facing, it's much more intimate, and you feel like you're having a conversation with the person.
Right.
Instead of this weird side angle head that's just talking at the screen from the side.
Yeah, I've seen a few where the camera is like way back, like where the camera would be on your wall, facing the back of your head while you're interacting on the computer. Have you seen a few of those?
No. What? How? What? Why do they?
It would
want
be
that?
like your American flag is the camera, just watching.
And you're watching the stream from the back of the head of the person hosting.
Yep. And sometimes they get crazy with it too. They'll put a mirror in front of your face and it gives a whole other different effect, especially if they use some
You
light.
watch a lot of YouTube.
It's not that I watched a
This
lot
is
of
good
it. It's
stuff,
that I've
though.
been on.
It's research I would never find.
I mean, this is like since late night 2019 fucking inventory in my brain watching people try certain things. Yeah, there's all kinds of wild things, but sometimes it really kicks off and a unique look, and then you'll find other people following that trend. It's just a matter of you landing that right one that you're comfortable with.
That's why I want a producer that can help with the visual. I'm not a visual person at all. I do hospitality, I do interviewing, and I do monologues. I do the verbal talking part.
You're the
And that,
pizzazz.
I don't think visually. I'm not good at figuring out what visual elements look good, anything like that. Branding, and that's what I need help with. And I can add just a few little visual touches. It doesn't have to overwhelm the content, but would enhance and draw in more people, I think.
Right. But
If I'm taking the channel more seriously, they're going to take it more seriously. And when you add those kind of high quality touches, it looks like you're taking your channel seriously.
Right. But the one thing that will always bring the success is the people that you are catching along the way in the shithole of arenas that we've seen on these open panels and live streaming and Panelverses. There are still you're skimming through and you're capturing in the actual talent, because people can have all the fucking bells and whistles they have, but if they have no personality and they can't hold it, and then have an arsenal of tools, of somebody who knows about certain things or real life experience about that or this.
Oh my God. Thank you, Helena. I guess I put them down when I hit my coffee and forgot to put them back on. Wow. Good catch. That was.
See, now he's going to get better Wi-Fi signal now. Watch, Helena.
I need new everything. It's time. I'm ready to go.
But like I said, everything is just, you day by day with it, and you'll find it.
I can do day by day up to a point, but there's going to be a point where I'm ready to just dive in to something and just full immersion and punch it as hard as I can push it.
When you go full throttle, you'll know when to go full throttle on it.
It's coming. I'm sensing it. The what is it, like the Lord of the Rings? The party is coming together.
And on top of that, like the sediments of like a platform of Google, which owns YouTube, I would say there's going to be a lot of changes coming through where the AI is integrated more, probably where it's going to be on a more positive note.
Like it's a tool. It's what you make it.
I guess what I mean by that is the stopping of the shadow banning. If because it's ridiculous when I'm friends with people who have like over 100,000 subscribers and they're live and there's only like 100 people in there that they're being shadow banned, and they're not saying anything crazy. It's just something with the cadence or the energy or whatever but it's mostly the switch that the scumbags at the head of these corporations are who allowing. They just want they're hiding the smart people, I guess, is probably my point of.
You think that's what's happening?
Yeah.
I don't really care if I'm shadow banned, because even being shadow banned, I have over 1,000 subs and I have plenty of viewers and quality people. So even with the shadow ban, stuff's getting through.
Right. But the whole thing, like a company should not be. Listen, I know it's a private company; they do what they do, but it's kind of along the lines of what I've been saying about, something new is coming down the pike, for technology in a way of this kind of communicating. And that in itself is going to be the front liner for me personally to be involved with such a platform that doesn't have a conglomerate and so many restrictions and gates that are locked on certain individuals that really want to just say what's on their mind in a non-harassing, non-harmful, in a very nice, opinionated way of the way we're chit-chatting right here, instead of listening to one fat idiot who don't even know anything about what's going on in the world that has an agenda and it's all tied, whatever. I'm talking non-tied, non-sponsored kind of shit that
You
just
talking about Alex Jones or somebody from the Panelverse?
I'm not Alex Jones.
No.
I'm talking about the technology where it's surpassing
Yeah, I think,
the
well, this
availability
is the next iteration because social media has been connecting us for a while, and this is the next level of
of entertainment.
connect. What happens with that connection?
Right. It's like I said, it's you are putting on no different than a late night show and putting on a show that people would tune in their televisions on and watch that
Cable
show.
access.
Right. But see, those people have, whatever it is, but they have producers and writers and but so you could make a bag of bricks sound funny with the right team around it. But what I'm saying is natural, like I said, a natural funny person, a natural personality that.
Well, because I
gravitates
think
to
all of
that
the
image.
visual elements that we're talking about, the AI and stuff, is it ideally it should work off of their existing personality strengths and just enhance those. It shouldn't be it shouldn't make the difference between whether your content's high quality or not. If you need
Right.
AI to be your content,
Right.
then you don't have content. Or if you need AI to be your personality, then you don't have the personality already. But
I
you
think-
can take the existing elements that you do have and just enhance them with the AI and just kind of punch them up a little bit.
Right. What I would like to see, and I think what most people are reaching for nowadays, is just the originality of the personality of the person. Doesn't make a
Yeah, they
difference
wanna
where
be
that
people.
person is, no matter what the fanfare they want to show visually. They're there for that person because that person makes them laugh. They have no agenda behind it. They're not trying to sell you some stupid ass pill products and hair products. They don't. It's going to just be like just being, just natural people who are going to start really connecting in a way and on a platform with different kind of a device that how we're speaking to each other today. It's gonna be like when they came out with the song or like an MTV, but it's gonna be the fusion.
We
of
are
a
the
Big
music
Brother,
video now.
like a Big Brother meets like the real world meets
Like the circle.
MTV meets it's gonna be a one-stop shop. It's gonna be alive, and it's gonna be and using this open platforms and things like that for guys like myself and you and people who are seasoned enough now, because then you start to see who's the real deal and who's not in a way of
Yeah.
a personality following. Like, yeah, you could go to a channel just like we've been going to. You got cable television, you got all kinds of radio stations out there, but they're pretty much all the same. No, it's nothing really is like sticking out, like to be authentic. And like you said, is the interaction that is live. It is the live comments. It's a non-scripted way. It's like hanging out at someone's house.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean?
On the
Yeah,
back
like
porch.
and it makes it that comfortable where like everybody's going to want to just keep watching because
That's
it's
the
live.
hospitality part that I provide. And not every channel can pull it off.
Right. So that's why I always say, like, these networks, it's like video killed the radio star and the internet killed the television star. I'm talking about now the next level of killing the internet star, where it's
Yeah.
going to be sort of the internet star, but it's going to be a live reality of where the internet is fusing with live on like
I've
right
been saying
now.
that for a while, that we're already in a hybrid world, and I
Yeah.
think that's just going to intensify.
And the reality part of it is going to come right down to the talent that was God given to them as their personality. And like I said, not everybody's for everybody, but if you'll get gravitating and you have the right team of personalities, that pretty much, like you said, like if you're like you could put me in the most wonderful, expensive resort and whatever, and they could have all whatever. I like to know this certain individual is going to be there to hang out because that's going to make it a good time, not the crazy things and the lights and it's that one person or that group of people that just when they get going, it's on full song, they're wide open, full throttled into just having fun, and they could also give you like what's going on in the world. So if shit's hitting the fan somewhere, they could tell you instead of somebody getting off the show and then looking on the news channel. I mean, and that's how it's going to be. It's going to be like, hey, what's Jeff doing? Because they'll be able to tune into you, or at least where you hang out in, and then that's going to be the network. That is going to be where
It already is. I mean, for a lot of people, we're already there. We're already living in it. That's what the Panelverse is. We've been doing it.
like, and then there'll be certain personalities that'll come along that know, hey, that person frequents that show, and then you'll get that, and then they'll just sit in the chat or they'll lurk and watch and wait and see if certain people, like
I think there's going to be interactive, like media communities instead of just passive consuming of like content, specific prepackaged content.
Right. Because like I said, I mean, and like I observe certain spots, and I just, if I see something, I'm like, I'm not going up there, because I know, I mean, it's like anything else. It's how you feel and what energy you're bringing to that table. If I'm a person who's always looking to have fun, I've learned that's why I can't last anymore in the drama sector. I can't.
You're not leaving. I see you on other channels. You're not leaving the drama sector.
You see me maybe in a chat of a drama.
Yeah, but you trolling and drama and just with all the rest of them.
Well, I mean, that's your opinion, but me personally, I don't. I mean, you don't know me from 4 years ago on drama. I mean, so, but for me, knowing where I'm going forward and where I really want to have my energy at, and bring out more natural gifts that I didn't even realize I had. And that's just being naturally hanging out with people who I think I gel with. I can't sit on panels anymore and listen to a panel of people. I can't even really watch anymore of just panels of people just talking about, doing stuff and harming, making fun of, in the worst way of making fun, not roasting. Roasting's different.
Yeah.
It's just that it's not in me anymore.
Maybe you're part of this spiritual enlightenment thing that's been happening too, because you're reaching for something more yourself. A lot of us are feeling that, Vinny.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, because I would hate to feel like I'm the only one out there who's
I mean, I've been feeling it, but I know more and more people are starting to maybe the Panelverse. This is post Panelverse. The Panelverse is a trend and a fad, just like anything else, and it's starting to have its moment and move on. People don't they don't do the same thing and wear the same thing and listen to the same music all the time.
Right, and you don't find
they start following new trends, and maybe there's like a new trend, and the Panelverse is now like a thing of. It's moving into the past.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're a new person going into that kind of a community, and then they could feed off that for a little while. But me, for personal growth, is, finding where you can switch the gear. Like, you don't find most drama panels where they just switch the gear and they could talk about something that really is funny, or have some real talented individuals either singing or joking or whatever it is. It's just always gas pedal right down to get someone's throat.
Because it's content and numbers. I mean, I've been on that side of it myself.
Right. But the numbers comparatively, I would find, I mean, it is what it is. Mostly it's like a real personalized way of just, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's like how much Jerry Springer can you get?
Right.
How much? But and Jerry Springer show is light compared to what we have been recently seeing out there. But to me, it's just like for personal growth. I don't want to entertain myself and surround myself with people who are carrying that kind of energy, who are just looking to just badmouth or reach out and touch people and do shit like that. I like to hang out with people. Yeah, listen, we could mess it up with the best of them. But, I mean, I would like to know, there's other individuals that just just be a normal fucking person instead of putting on an act of pretending you're someone who you're not, or you're a big bad fucking tough guy. And how many times you hear the same old rhetoric and people, oh, this and that, where they want to, oh, I'm from this place, and no, that's why I'm a bad motherfucker. I mean, it's just so much of that you're going to take. And then when it affects their own real life. Me, it's like interacting with people where you can share real life things, but in a positive way. Whether you're learning something or you're getting a good laugh out of that person, and just the way that they carry themselves.
Well, we can be the future. Like, we can make whatever. If there's enough of us, which it seems like there's starting to be, we can.
Well, yeah, we are
start some new sector.
Because there's one thing that we cannot stop is time. It's inevitable. The future is always coming at us, right? And everybody just wants to live in the past. It's just a matter of where do you, like, that's what I'm meaning by, like, after 5 years of fucking, this drama shit, and how many times people are going to say the same story and people are now fighting about shit from fucking still.
Moose, I'm about to wrap up, and I was going to play your other video on the way out to close with. So that'll happen in a few minutes, the Talcott one.
But listen, Jeff, I appreciate hanging out and bullshitting with you. And like I said, everything is good because you're looking to take it in a good, positive direction.
Yeah, this
mostly
was more than just bullshit.
And mostly for yourself. You'll feel out who's who and what's what. And, it takes time, but that time will home in better skills where you could pick up on more of the phoniness and fronts that people like to put on and pretend they're somebody who they're not. Where that fusion of, like, me on your show right here is no different than if we were in person and we were sitting at a bar having a beer together. We'd have the same, it would be me. It's not going to be, that is the realness that I like to look for in people, especially on this Panelverse. And
well, that's another advantage of having a healthy community is it serves as a filter, and it keeps out people that we might not individually be able to spot on our own.
But for you individually, I wish you nothing but blessings and great success for you, let alone on YouTube. I'm
this is the
envisioning the future for some people. I mean, to go beyond it. And like I said, if within due time, if I ever have the availability to put a hand down, this would be certainly a show I would definitely try to get a hand up for you on. You understand? There's not many people I say that to, but to hang out and listen, everybody just gets in where they fit in. But I like to look at what's the next fucking thing coming down the road in a natural, grass-rooted, good person, good individual, good laughs, good information. And, just like no different than a good neighbor or a good friend or whatever. That's just the way it is. A new way. How I look at it is building a family that I wasn't born into, but it was a family I was destined to find and be glad to call them family members, even though I've never met them in real life. But it's that real life where I think is going to blend this kind of interaction with the people who you're really interacting with, because by and large, mostly everybody's going to have their anonymity taken away anyway, especially if you do make it famous.
That's what I want to do on the road trip is start making those connections and laying that foundation and connecting the people together so that stuff on the ground can start taking off like it did on.
Yeah, you already made the biggest step because the first step is the hardest, and you opened yourself up to doing this experience here. And that's very commendable. You hung in there, you had the wave, and I watched you filter out the things that you just don't serve you or really serve people such as myself who just don't want to hear it anymore.
Because I was very clear about my mission. That's what gave me the ability to do that. And people that start channels and are not really sure what they want, those are the ones that are going to get swamped and colonized. And I had to take a detour through the drama, but it didn't take over like it did on other channels. It didn't become.
It's like anything else. You have to experience certain things in order to know what you want and what you don't want. Because that, to me, is what life's about.
And I got a lot out of it, and I don't regret it. But I've got everything I need from it now. There's nothing more to get out of it.
The thing with you, Jeff, that I like is, with everything else aside, you're looking to better the world. You're looking to help people. You're looking for a positive side of things, keeping it light and fun and interesting, where you don't really find a whole lot of people on such platforms anymore, on radio, TV, this, whatever. You just don't find anybody out there who is genuinely looking, because it's due to you as the individual now, who are looking for that kind of direction, and that kind of syncs up with kind of directions that I like myself to be propelling towards and gravitating towards people who are doing the same thing. Not like we're all cookie cutted the same, but for the goal, the flavor is the variety of the different personalities, but the main focus is that we're all on the same path of positive forward motion progress of making this place a better place. To have people
Well,
interact.
keep your eyes out, because I think you're going to see more of that. And you were talking like a few weeks ago about some spiritual awakening or portal or
Yes.
something, and
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
thinking back to that now too.
yeah. And it's and that's a whole other thing. But yes, it is kind of like maybe someone like myself and others who have had the veil removed off their eyes to understand different spiritual ways of looking at life and just looking at life differently, but more importantly, making it better than when you found it.
A
And
spiritual community for the spiritually confused.
yeah, but it's the goodness in it. You see, there's no evilness. There's no, even though
Oh,
it's hail
there's
Satan and all. And listen, to me that's a nice shtick. Like hail Satan. I laugh when I hear that come on, because I just know it's, you know what I
Well,
mean.
I mean, there is evil. We've seen it.
No, there is evil, but
And
listen.
I have it. I definitely have evil.
But what I'm saying is that you're not. Jeff's mission in life is not to fuck
No,
people.
it's not. And I said 5 years ago when I converted, six now, when I converted to Satanism and started the internet work, I said to myself, I want to set out to show that Satanism can be a force of good in the world. That is my mission, is to represent Satanism and its potential for good to the rest of the world. And that was all part of this larger mission of the channel. And
And
I've
it's
stood
just
by
weird.
that ever since. I do believe that it has the power to be good. Even though
Right.
there can be evil in it,
Oh
there's
yeah.
potential for good.
But by and large, I mean, I like to gravitate towards people who are doing good.
I think good feels good when that's what I was talking about earlier on my channel. When you find the true good, what's truly good, it's going to feel good to do it. You're gonna want to do it because it feels so good.
Right. It's like we were talking about the last week or whatever. It's like when I gift a gift to people, I get the enjoyment out of watching the smiles on their faces.
Yeah, me too.
And because that's what life's about. It's not.
And that's one of my favorite part of Halloween now is giving out the candy to the kid. Not even trick or
Yeah.
treating, but being the person that brings that joy to the
Yeah,
other
just
people.
being, but then it's fun. I mean, the costumes, I mean,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of
it's
it,
like a parade
all of it, and any of it
that you
is,
get to interact with.
if you're looking
the
for
Panelverse.
at least the even keeled, having fun energy about yourself, that will inevitably, through the laws of attraction in this universe, attract the same writing frequencies
Maybe that's what's happening.
that share that frequency of the
The
vibration.
right frequencies are combining and attracting now, and it's creating a larger frequency that's starting to resonate with those same types, and it's just going to.
Right.
Vinny, you're making a lot of sense.
And what I feel, Jeff, and I'll take it to this level, I feel divinely by the divine, which I mean by when I say God, but the source energy that creates such frequencies is going to inevitably have a frequency that only certain individuals who are wanting to do better for themselves and for others, even on any scale, small or large, but want to make it a better place, to look at something and say that's fucking wrong to be doing, that's that, this and that, and then have people interact and things like that. But by and large, having you look at things, or I look at things, and the same things that I find in common are people who are still looking to better themselves, still learn something,
I look for development.
and not wake up every day getting a smile on their face because they're fucking another human being over in some form or fashion, is what I'm saying. And then, like, you'll find interesting people, but that would be the common bond. With
Well,
the
I've been
variety of
looking for
different
Christ,
personalities, you
and
know?
maybe this is the Christ, the present, like that energy, whatever's happening. Maybe that is Christ giving the answer to what I'm looking for. Like this is his being
Like a
found.
people will say, you know, Jesus Christ consciousness. I simplified it by, if you want to call it, people who have a consciousness of exactly what I just described, and just love and compassion. If you just have love and compassion in within yourself, it's almost inevitable that's always going to be the direction. If you always lean on that Christ consciousness of love and compassion,
And it's in here. I think the word consciousness is misleading because it's something that you
It
feel
is.
and happens down here. And if you're looking for it in your mind, where consciousness is, that's not really where it is.
right? Like I'll always say, divinity lies within. Like what I learned, Jeff, for me, is that God is within every single person. The church and religions want you to feel God is an outside entity of your body and your soul. And so then that goes into all its different facets. But to me, it's a streamlined way. The path that I've chosen to do is to and find that divinity within, and people can call it whatever.
Right.
But connecting to understanding that love and compassion is my agenda, and pausing on speaking or making decisions. My decision making would be like, well, what would be a love and compassion move to do here? Do I want to fucking get this person back and fuck them over, or can I be a better person about it and bigger, and just ignore them completely and move the fuck on instead of spending 2-3 years of my life trying to give it to them or turn the screws on somebody, or, you know, just drop the bag of bricks and just love and compassion is, you know, it doesn't mean like I said the other day. Like it was funny when you said by the power of Christ, he says, go fuck yourself. Yeah, you know, because it is what it is, and we're all uniquely individual. But the consciousness of knowing that God is within us all, and it's just up to each and every one of us. Because once you realize that, then you'll find it easier to see the signs that God lays in front of us in order to find the path you need to take.
That's none of this stuff would have made sense before, and it's so making sense right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I was asking for Christ, and I wasn't getting anything back. And I feel like Christ is like, you looking for me? Here I am.
Yeah.
And it's starting to show up.
And like I said, love, which I call God for me, source energy, it's gentle.
It is.
It's very gentle. It doesn't push. It doesn't.
Right. It's subtle too. You might miss it.
Very subtle, and it's a feeling. It's not like you have a conversation with God and whatnot, and hey, how you doing, kind of shit. No, it's a feeling.
Yeah.
And by taking that feeling, should always guide you in the direction of love and compassion for your next move.
Oh my God, Vinny, you're filling me up right now. This is good.
You know, I mean, this is
inspirational.
I'm just learning this. This is just my experience with things, and you know, it's made me look at life, as short as it is, to be on, like I said, instead of throwing my hands up and just staying within the muck and mire, and just, you know, and having that little spark, and like taking that first step is the hardest. Meaning, like, what path do I want to choose? Do I want to still sit in the same old, listen to the same old? I've learned how to say, and I started, like I said, with family by saying no to certain family members that I just don't want to hang around you anymore. It doesn't serve me well, or just easy things of, no, I don't want to attend that party because I don't want to, you know, and I don't have to give an explanation why. And then it just leads and then led me to where I am here talking about this. And I would never have thought I'd be speaking about this when I was making my YouTube channel, you know, but, you know, just easing the load of doing things that make me feel good is the better way, because then it makes you handle certain people. Like I'll recognize certain cadences of speech now, from how people speak to one another. And I've learned not to speak so quickly, especially in person, to interact with strangers. Where my old self, I would have, just talked normal. It's. I mean, there's many facets and levels of it, but by and large, if you're a person here, understanding that God is within you, and there's no differences of gods. It's just one fucking God that created human beings. Man wants to put everybody in boxes and colors and genders and titles and this and that. It's just I find it to be just, when I hear somebody start talking about like colors of skin and ethnicities, no, I don't want to. I size them up immediately, because that's not God. That's not a way. That's not a Christ consciousness. We're all supposed to be individuals, and we're all supposed to be unique. But there's only one source, from the God that has created us, right down to the fucking insect, or to the tree, or to the leaf. But the commonalities of the frequencies that cause the vibration, that create the imagery through individuals' eyes, give us our own unique perspective of how we handle day by day life. And if you tell yourself you're this, that, all negative things, well, all negative is just going to keep coming at you. Like if you keep looking at a bank and you let's just say you're wishing for more money, and they, oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't see it. I don't see it. Well, you're never going to get it. The thing is that I've learned is, once you ask for it, you just put it into the universe and move on in that form of fashion of being the better person that you could be, starting small and whatnot. And don't focus on the lack of things. When I noticed, when I was focusing on the lack of things in my life, I would just get more of the lack. When I started focusing and forgetting the lack and focusing on the positive things and the abundance, and more importantly, the appreciation and being grateful, right? For being grateful for where the fuck I am and what I've gone through, and like being grateful from where I was a year ago to today. And then just being grateful for the hot shower that I'm able to fucking take, and just understanding it. Like, I don't have to go, oh, thank you. Oh. Just understanding, just being blessed in that way, then having the abundance of all the things that I was looking for, such as people would say, what's your dreams, right? Well, your dreams, but that's how dreams come true. And in a way, if you can connect it just right, I think what we were saying earlier, the frequencies of the divine are grouping and connecting us through the divinity within us all, creating that. Like, I don't even know what it's going to be, but it's going to be a way. It's not going to be like a kind of like a telepathic kind of way, in a way, but mostly it's leading to who you are within yourself. And by doing that is being truthful to yourself. Because if you're not truthful to who you are, looking at yourself in the mirror, then you pretty much lost the game at that point. Because then now you're just fronting and you're pretending. You got to know who you are deep down inside.
People do front, though.
Well, they front. But like I said, being on and with like all of that. But if the main frequency current, right? They call them current. The current, like money, currency, the current ways, and just the current electrical current, because we're made up of electricity as well. That is the electrical current that I believe is going to be harnessing, and it's been harnessing probably since I've started learning about it, and probably way beyond understanding that's how the system works in order for things to manifest, right? No different than when people say, oh shit, but it's called manifesting what you want. But that current is going to be like we're all different light sockets, but we all need that current in order to work. And by surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals that can create that current within, then there's no stopping that energy, because it's just forward propelling, divine given, manifesting for love and compassion ways, and not doing it just the opposite of that. So if you're not
I like
it,
anything with the word man and fest in it, so sounds good to me.
Well, it is Cocktober, so.
That's yeah, right, and we're coming up on Movember soon too. The
But listen, like I said, if you if you're always just looking to better and just I mean, even if it's just one small thing, everybody starts small, however it is. But if you know deep down inside of where you want to see yourself instead of looking back 5 years from now and saying, "Wow,
I never know that. I'm
but you know what
terrible
I'm
at the
saying."
future.
But we'll talk about it again and in the mix
All
of
right,
things. But
Vinny.
I
Well,
appreciate it, bro. I really
it
do.
was
And,
good
and like
hanging
I said,
out and connecting.
right, and however it works out, it's all scripted. Just let it go through and be just on even keeled as you possibly can. And
Yeah.
you'll wait till you see how things will just pop up in your life, because the moment that you realize of how to dream and ask the universe for things in order to have your dreams come true, you've been doing it since you've been born. So you probably have a lot of things that are right there, you're on the cusp of, that's just going to poof. And when that happens, it's just like it's just an avalanche of just wonderful blessings, not only for you, but also for the people that you love and care for as well. And with that, Jeff, I appreciate it, man. All right. And I'll talk to you soon. Salute.
Vinny, salut. Well, thank you. That was perfect for this channel. I felt like that was kind of a little panel sermon, but it's one that I actually like it touched me in parts, and I got something out of it. If I was sitting in church listening to an actual sermon, it probably would have just bounced right off. Although when I did go to that Catholic Mass a few years ago for Christmas, I have a video of it somewhere on my stream. For Christmas, my mom, as her gift, she wanted me to attend the Catholic Christmas Mass with her. And so I gave her that. And we went to a Catholic church, and I'm pretty sure the priest was a Spurg. And he gave this very eloquent sermon that I could definitely relate to. And it was good. I'm glad I sat through it. So thank you, Vinny. Thank you, everybody else. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. There'll be lots going on in the streets. And you know what? Maybe if you find channels that are not Panelverse related, or you see potential in, or maybe something positive is going on there, keep them in mind. Let me know about them. Down the road, maybe there's potential for collaboration, or they can come over here, or I can go on their panels or something. I want to start developing an eye for the channels that are not Panelverse, but that are doing similar work to what I'm trying to do, and basically shift this channel from the Panelverse, which is what it was mostly connected to, and we'll still keep a footprint there. I don't think it's avoidable, but start building additional presences in other sectors that are more aligned with the new mission, which apparently is, we can call it Christ, we can call it love, we can call it the light. I like the idea came to me of people like Moose and me and Landry and Vinny and the people that have been coming up and feeling this new movement. Like the concept of warriors of light came to me, especially with these AI videos being made. It has a lot of potential for that dramatic feel of a new something coming into the world, and we're here to help it and protect it and give it a space to grow. Oh, that's a great idea. I want to end on this quote that I've used many times before, but it feels appropriate right now. Let me see if I can find it. It's one of my favorite quotes. It's from an Italian writer named Italo Calvino, and it's from his book Invisible Cities. Here's the quote. The inferno of the living is not something that will be. If there is one, it is what is already here. The inferno that we live every day, that we form by being together. Inferno being the hell, and you could analogize it to the Panelverse. There are two ways to escape suffering it. The first is easy for many. Accept the inferno and become such a part of it that you can no longer see it. You can substitute Panelverse from Inferno in this quote. The Panelverse of the living is not something that will be. If there is one, it is what is already here. The Panelverse where we live every day, that we form by being together. There are two ways to escape suffering it. The first is easy for many. Accept the Panelverse and become such a part of it that you can no longer see it. The second is risky and demands constant vigilance and apprehension. Seek and learn to recognize who and what in the midst of the Panelverse are not Panelverse. Then make them endure. Give them space. That's what we're trying to do. Find the parts that are not Panelverse, that have the potential to be something more to themselves and to the world and to other people. And give them space and make them endure. I'm going to close with Moose's video. I haven't seen it yet. It is the Jack Talcott video. It's called Tack Jalcott Official Guru Video. And it has Jesus in the thumbnail. I'm already ready for it. You know, I've been looking for my hot daddy Jesus. I was wanting a hot satanic daddy for a while, but I've expanded. I'm open to both. So let's take a look at Moose's latest AI work. And with after the video, I'm going to close and end the stream. So this is my goodbye. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm going to go off stage so I can do that.
Suffering on a channel full of promise. Said he'd teach a path of love, or where fear won't stop us. And I was there to help him, to push his message to the light. Gave me a little money to keep me fighting the good fight. He claimed he held the wisdom, the truth behind the veil. In his eyes, the anger in his tone, a prophet of the people sitting on a lonely throne. He preached about a life of love, a world without the hate, then turned on us with a look that sealed a person's fate. He wanted to life coach me with all his megalomaniac pride, successful with nothing left to hide. He claimed he knew the truth, a new kind of spiritual king. But time and time again we'd see the rage that he would bring. A hypocrite in a prophet's clothes, he doesn't walk the walk, just a mouthpiece for the darkness. And all the things he taught, he doesn't walk the walk, just a mouthpiece for the darkness. And all the things he taught. He was preaching didn't match the man I knew to be. He spit that hateful venom, a fire in his mouth. He built a kingdom on a platform, then let his anger spout. I battled depression and the shame. I built a life on purpose and a righteous, honest name. He tried to tell me who I was with all his fancy words. Just a shepherd of the flock who couldn't handle all the hurts. There we always want to sell you on a different kind of truth, but they can't hide the ugly lies that follow in their proof. I don't need a life coach from a person full of disdain. I'd rather live my life in peace and walk it in the rain. Yeah, prophet of wrath, preaching love. I'll stand on my own, and that's more than enough.
That was another one from Moose. How do I get my show back? No, there we go. The yoga lady by the lake and the lesbian in the woods rubbing the tree absolutely cracked me up. So, um, I, I I don't really know the Jack Talcott drama, like why he's such a low cow for so many people, or why he has such a large hate watch following. And I said Moose was a good storyteller. This video helps me understand a little bit better now. I think I get what people are seeing in Jack. I never bought into the whole. I wasn't looking for a guru in the first place, so I never bought into the whole. Oh, this is the person. For a lot of people, that's Jordan Peterson. He's like the person that they stumble on that's suddenly telling them everything that they need to hear, maybe not want to hear, that's giving them hope for a better life, a better way of life. And maybe Jack Talcott was that for some people in the Panelverse. And they started seeing another side of him. It was like a false promise. But I never bought into the promise in the first place because I never needed that from Jack Talcott or anybody else. So I wasn't at that place in life. And so, plus I have other ways of getting that. And so if people saw Jack initially in a certain way with a certain expectation, they can feel like they were let down or disappointed. But then when that happens with me, I just like, okay, this person wasn't the person I thought. Let me move on. Let me not waste another second spending time with this person since they're not what I thought they were, and I want to find what I was looking for initially. What I don't understand with Talcott is why after the mask drops and they realize he's the voice of darkness or whatever Moose said in the video, they still there. They don't leave. They go back the next day. They bring other people with them. Years later, they're still on there in mess. So it's more than just, oh, I thought Jack was one thing and he turned out to be something else and really let me down as a false guru. I pinned a lot of hopes and expectations on him and he didn't deliver. Why are you still with the man? It's like a dysfunctional relationship. So Jack has a consistent effect on a lot of people, and I think this video helps me. It's like a little window into that in a way that I couldn't understand before. People didn't explain it, or I didn't pick up, but the video helped to clarify that for me. So that's an example of some of the power of these things, I think, or just storytelling and art in general, which this is the latest form of, like new form of, that's on the horizon. So anyway, I guess I'm done. I might do a members only stream tomorrow. It depends on how the day goes. If I don't, I will do one very soon, and we'll do just a ordinary stream tomorrow. But either way, I'll plan to see you tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking with us, being part of this community, and coming on the journey into whatever we're headed into with not only this channel, but other people, other channels, other creators. We're going to make something happen. So thanks for sticking around. With that, I wish you good night. He's going to be a part of it. He's got to be included somehow. Christianity. So they can do it. All right. Take care.